throws for the end zone. Touchdown, Parker. Lift off by Xavier Howard. Tagovailoa trying to pick up for it. Fires to the end zone. Touchdown! That's hard work.
What's good, Fin Nation? What's good? We are live. I'm back here for another one. It's your boy Reason. Y'all already know what time it is. Keith Smith, you don't have to worry. First of all, no one's taking Rashaan Slater in the top 10. Second of all, this guy called him a tackle. Rashaan Slater projects to the inside, not even as a tackle at the next level. So that's what that is. So don't have to worry. We ain't taking Rashaan Slater anytime soon. What up, people, though? We're going to get into a lot of stuff today. I'm going to open it up to you guys in a bit, but until then, we're going to talk about the 17th game that's been added to the Dolphins schedule. There's some info that came out today regarding the Eagles and the Dolphins, but also your boy might be right in terms of what's good with the Cincinnati Bengals and the number 5 pick. So we'll talk about that. And then we're going to also go over the pro days because there's obviously a lot of talent today that, matters to us. My edge board, I got the graphics yesterday. So my edge board is going to be coming Wednesday because tomorrow I'm going to be going over the Alabama Pro Day, the second Pro Day and such, because Najee and what's his face, Jalen Waddle look like they're going to be running tomorrow. No, they're not going to take a guard that high. Florida born. Our guards are fine. It's the tackle. That's what it is. So I'm not worried about us taking a guard. Like, where are we going to take the guard? You're not taking them at 6. You're not taking them at 18. They're going to take a tackle. They're not worried about guards. You got Flowers. You got Hunt that can kick inside, and you have Kinley. So there's no I don't know what talk you're talking about, Michael, because there ain't a lot of talk about us being high on Jamar Chase at all. Not at all. I'll tell y'all right now, it's going to be DeVonta Smith. All right. Jason, that Chase Young, that's all you guys have to talk about. That's literally the only thing you have to talk about. And first of all, you saw highlights. You did not see the full game, because if you saw the full game, he wasn't that dominant. He had some dominant reps, but he wasn't dominant the full game against Chase Young. And Slater is a guard. Like, literally, this is being talked about scouts, not people that sit here on YouTube and go watch the little highlight reels and think they know what's up. Man, I'm tired of that shit. Seriously, man. Y'all guys watch some highlights and you think you know what's up. It's unbelievable, man. Sometimes I think some of y'all just like to hear yourself talk. So here we are. This is why Smith. I'll tell you why Smith. Okay. Richie, I would love Trevon Moehrig at 18, but I don't think he's going to go that high. So basically, this is how y'all have to look at this situation right now. It's right in front of you. They've given you the answer, but people are still stuck on their subjective want, not what this team wants. Okay? Like that's where I'm going at. Jason Guzman, Tevin Jenkins is a natural right tackle. Sam Cosmi has played right tackle. Jalen Mayfield plays right tackle. There's plenty of right tackle options in the draft. All right. So shout out to Philippe Leduc for the $3 super sticker. Okay. So this is where it's going, guys. It's going to be Jalen Smith. Yo, get Kyle Pitts out of your head. That's another thing, Michael Rodriguez. You nailed it. Rashaan Slater has 33-inch arms. Go find me how many successful tackles at the next level have 33-inch arms. That's guard all day. That's interior all day. Guy's got dinosaur arms. You ain't winning a lot with 33-inch arms at the next level, man. Anyways, so this is where you guys got to start using, like, logic, foresight got to kick in, right? It's not going to be Kyle Pitts. I'll tell you, and I want Kyle Pitts or Penei Sewell, and it looks like Sewell's going to be there at 6, and they're going to pass on both. It's going to be DeVonta Smith or Jalen Waddle. I'm going to tell you this right now, okay? Because Jamar Chase is going to go 5. Like I've been trying to tell y'all, but no one wants to hear it. Jamar Chase is going to go 5. Mark my fucking words on that, all right? Anyways, you guys got to sit here and start deducing stuff, all right? Now, we move back to 12, all right? This team, this front office made it a priority to get to number 6. Why is that? And this is where Pitts goes out of the equation. Why is that? Why did they want to get to number 6? Who's at number 7? Answer me right now in the chat. Who's at number 7 right now? I'll wait for some of y'all to answer right now to Google and see is who's it going to be. The Lions. There you go. Lions. Now, Elijah Scott to get in front of Detroit. What's the Lions' biggest need right now? Okay? They lost Marvin Jones. They lost Kenny Golladay. They don't need a tight end. They drafted TJ Hawkinson, who's damn good. Okay? That's why we made it. Now, what does this tell you? They were willing to get behind the Bengals, whether they take Penei or Jamar, because they're not interested in either one. Word is leaking out, and I don't know whether it's true or not, so I'm just telling y'all what I'm hearing, that we do not want to spend high first-round picks on guys who did not play last year. So Penei Sewell falls under that. If it's true, okay, much to my chagrin, Penei falls under that. Jamar Chase falls under that. And Micah Parsons falls under that. Okay? They got ahead of a team that needs wide receivers, not tight ends. There's a reason why they did that. And they know if Cincinnati takes a receiver, who are they taking? They're taking Jamar Chase. They're not taking DeVonta Smith. They're not taking Jalen Waddle. They're taking the guy that has chemistry with Burrow. I've been telling all y'all, watch Burrow all offseason. What's he been doing? He's been advocating for Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase is who he wants. And if you go back to the Combine last year, what happened in the Combine last year? All right? If y'all remember, and this is public, y'all can look this up yourselves. He was interviewed by the Cincinnati Bengals. What did he request from the Cincinnati Bengals? That they re-up A.J. Green. What did they do? With that, before they even drafted Joe Burrow, they turn around and they re-upped A.J. Green. I'm telling y'all right now. Because they're doing... If you remember before they drafted Burrow, Carson Palmer, all these dudes were coming out and saying, don't go there. They don't listen. Da-da-da-da-da. Remember, they didn't listen to Carson Palmer over Kitna and a few other things, and Palmer won it out. Now they are listening to their quarterback and what their quarterback wants. I'm telling y'all right now, it's going to be Jamar Chase at 5. Because this is a very deep tackle. And we talked about Rashaan Slater earlier. They need Rashaan Slater more than anyone. Why? Or Elijah Vera Tucker. Why? Because they have Jonah Williams. They have Riley Reif, but their interior is a disaster. They could draft Rashaan Slater, use him in the interior, and see if he works at tackle after Riley Reif goes. Or they can get Elijah Vera Tucker and slot him in. And they need interior just as much as they need tackle right now. All right? Slater makes more sense for the Bengals than Penei Sewell does. Anyways, let's roll here. I'm going to start off with, I want to show you guys this excerpt because I had so many people hit me up this morning. Oh, damn, Reason, you're right. Oh, damn, Reason, you called it. Because I be telling y'all, but none of y'all listen because y'all let your subjective opinions get in the way of objective facts. All you got to do is follow the breadcrumbs, man. Like, this is not rocket science. You just got to watch for patterns, and you got to watch what people who matter say. Anyways, continuing on here, let's show y'all what went down today exactly. All right. So this little excerpt from the Monday Morning Quarterback. The Eagles worked exclusively with the Dolphins, and Roseman had to keep the trade under wraps in the 2+ weeks in between to allow for the bang-bang nature of how it eventually would go down. And with a pretty good, decent chance, the Bengals will take who? Who does that say? Tell me, who does that say? What does that say right there? Ja'Marr Chase at 5. I'm telling y'all, all you have to do is follow what Burrow's been saying. Follow the pattern. I've already proven to you last year they listened to Burrow before they even drafted him, and they re-upped AJ Green. He's been banging the table for Ja'Marr Chase for a couple months. The problem is y'all are Dolphin fans, and you don't really listen to stuff going outside of the Dolphins box. Burrow wants Chase because it's rare you can reunite. Buddy, he called him the best player he's ever played with. Now, I mean, to each their own. I'm not taking a 5'11" wide receiver whose main traits are at the catch point. You're crazy. So here we go. Here we go. We mentioned in our mock this week that Joe Burrow has given Cincinnati's brass a glowing recommendation. Philly felt comfortable with the difference in talent between 6 and 12, and also operated with the knowledge that it would be hard to get a future first, this being Miami slotted number 1 in 2022, in exchange for moving down closer to the draft, particularly if it looked like the top 4 picks would be QBs. Right there in front of your eyes. This is from Albert Breer and the Monday Morning Quarterback this morning. I'm telling y'all, this is what's going down. So, Ja'Marr Chase, I'm pretty certain, will be a Cincinnati Bengal. And it's because it's a deep draft class. Look at the second round is full of high quality tackles. All right. And the Dolphins, to me, knew this. They knew number 5 is going to be Ja'Marr Chase or Penei Sewell, and they're fine with that because that's not who the target is. They're okay with that because right in your head you say, okay, they're either going to take a tackle or they're going to take Joe Burrow's favorite target ever. And they're okay with either one, clearly. Why? Because they're targeting DeVonta Smith and who? Jalen Waddle. Man, some of y'all just don't listen and follow along with me. What did I tell y'all when I showed y'all the Jason La Canfora article? What did the Jason La Canfora article from 2 weeks ago go? First of all, I knew through a buddy that the Eagles had made an offer on Watson before it came out in the media. I knew about 9 p.m. at night. I knew that. And then at 11:30 on Tuesday is when the Watson stuff broke. And then the allegations. And then the next morning, Jason La Canfora put out an article. That was the first article the media's ever put out where they said the Eagles made an offer for Watson. Now, the person I know told me that the offer that the Eagles made was quote unquote laughable. All right. But it came out in that article. And then what else was in that Jason La Canfora article? More relevant than ever right now. I've showed y'all this article a couple times. Jason Leconforest said the Miami Dolphins want to trade back, but not outside of the top 10. Why? Because they're in love with the Alabama receivers. That's it. They want Waddle or DeVonta Smith, and I'm almost 99.9% sure that it's going to be DeVonta Smith. So all of you that want Kyle Pitts, all of you that want Penei Sewell, because I'm right there with you guys, you got to start coming to terms with this. It's going to be DeVonta Smith. I'm telling you, I hope it's Jalen Waddle too. Like, just because of his more usage, you can use the special teams. But it's going to be DeVonta Smith. I'm telling y'all right now. Like, if you got $100 lying around, go put it down on DeVonta Smith. So, and Fins makes a good point. Look what Flores said at the Senior Bowl. Said his frame didn't faze him, and he made big plays on the biggest stage. Guys, Chad Johnson, Ocho Cinco, played at 170 pounds his whole career. He's literally come out and said this. And he was a top 5 receiver in the NFL in his prime. Isaac Bruce, for the majority of his career, played at 173. He didn't start bulking up till the early 2000s. Isaac Bruce was a damn good receiver in a much tougher era. And I don't know if y'all saw it today, but DeVonta Smith, when he came to Alabama, he came in at about 159. So he's put on 11 pounds since then. So, Jose, sorry, my bad. Sosa, there's going to be, Marvin Harrison came in around 175, but got up to about 180. And it doesn't matter if Chad Johnson, and yes, Jason, Chad did have a conversation with Flores a week ago. It doesn't matter where Chad Johnson was drafted. That means nothing. We're in a different time. Right now, we're in a different time. B, y'all keep forgetting athletic profile wants change once a player shows they can be successful at that athletic profile. Chad Johnson said, I was 170 pounds, and this kid was better than I ever was in college. Philippe Leduc, trade back to 8, getting second round or 22. So Sewell will make it past Lions. The Lions will be taking probably whichever Bama receiver we don't take. 4 Fins and trade back in the top 12 using 18. Plus 22 second for DeVonta Smith. Yo, the Lions aren't taking a tight end, bro. They have TJ Hawkinson. They literally just drafted him. They are not taking a tight end, man. And here's the other thing. Everyone, his size, his weight. Show me one time where his weight played a factor in how he plays. Show me one time where he got hurt. Oh, Sosa, I'm sure Vegas has prop bets right now. Like, that's the thing. Everyone's worried about his weight, but he's never been hurt. And I've seen him get licked over the middle. Me, Rhino, and Damien watched Eric Crocker break down some of his stuff of getting licked over the middle. And he got right back up. And the guy's 6'1", man. I'm just saying, everyone's all worried about his size. Like, the guy's the best route runner in this draft. Y'all know this, right? Like, the guy has crazy body control and twitch. Like, it's absolutely nuts. The guy's like almost as good. The guy's almost as good as Jerry Jeudy when it comes to route running. He's like right there. Keenan McCardell was 175 pounds when he came into the NFL. And Taylor, that is not true at all. He does not struggle against press. That is not true at all. He does not always need to be in motion. Jalen Waddle was their motion man before he got hurt. I keep telling y'all, man. Stop thinking about what you want. I want Panay. I want Pitts, but I'm here telling you what's going to happen. Stop thinking about what you want. It ain't about what you want. They don't give a fuck what I want. They don't give a fuck about what any of you guys want. All they care about is what they want. And y'all are going to get all hurt in your feelings because you're hyping your own selves up for these players. Man, I'm the biggest Penei Sewell guy there is, but I've come to terms with the fact that it's going to be DeVonta Smith. Because you know why? They don't give a fuck what Reason wants. They could care less what I want. What I want don't matter to them. Don't move the needle. Same thing with all of you. And Ricketick's asking the real question. What do we do at 18? Because I'm locked in. They're taking one of those Bama receivers. Y'all better come to terms with it real quick. And you don't have to tell me why you want Pitts, because I know everything there is to know about Kyle Pitts. One of my good friends, Jeremy Klump, is the biggest Pitts guy in the world. Sammy, I'm going to be putting money on them picking DeVonta. I said this last week. And as soon as that betting line opens up, you're damn right I'm putting a couple bills on that, bro. It's going to be DeVonta Smith or Jalen Waddle. Deshaun Jackson. Thank you, Fake Spike, for bringing that up. Deshaun Jackson had over 1,000-yard season under 180 pounds. That's what's crazy, too, people forget. And then it's a smoke screen. No, it's not, man. If they wanted Pitts, why did they move up in front of the team that needs a wide receiver more than we do? Who's taking Pitts in the top 10 right now? Name me who's taking top. Denver has Noah Fant. Dallas needs a corner. The Panthers are trying to trade up to number 4. Atlanta's a perfect landing spot for Penei Sewell because they already have Hayden Hurst and they don't run a lot of double tight end sets. Lions lost what? Marvin Jones and that boy Kenny Golladay, and they drafted TJ Hawkinson. Bengals are going chase or tackle. And the top 4 picks, if Atlanta trades out, are going to be quarterbacks. So why did we trade up to number 6? You could have stayed at number 12 because Giants have a tight end as well, last I checked. So it ain't no smoke screen. It's called using logic. Dallas has already they're in on a corner at 10. It would have been your only threat, real legitimate threat in the top 10 was the Eagles, and they traded back to 12. For us to get in front of the team, of the most wide receiver needy team in this draft. Yeah, Emmanuel, I said in the top 10. The Chargers are not in the top 10. Like, literally, you can't name a team in the top 10 that needs, get rid of the Julian guy. I don't care. Like, that's what I'm sitting here saying. You could have stayed at 12 and got him. Because the Eagles need a receiver just as much as they need a tight end. And they haven't traded Ertz yet. Dallas is going corner. Like, that's the worst kept secret in the NFL right now. The Lions will not take Pitts. Do you not listen to what I'm saying? They drafted TJ Hawkinson. Like, do people not use your ears and just open your mouth or use your fingers to type? Use your fucking ears. They drafted TJ Hawkinson. They don't have a receiver. Jesus Christ, man. Some of y'all are like got the thickest skulls and or it's one in one ear out the other with you. Like, it's what's crazy. Hermes, will I be happy with Smith? Yeah, DeVonta Smith's a stud, bro. DeVonta Smith is a stud. And I think if we take DeVonta Smith, Jalen Waddle's going right after. Oh, yo, DeVonta Smith's a stud, man. It's just, when I look at what we need, we can use Jalen Waddle a little bit more. In terms of kick return, punt return, right? Slot. Right? I agree with everyone. I would take Pitts over DeVonta Smith, but it's not what I want. It has nothing to do with what I want. So that's just what it is. And I want Penei Sewell. Patrick, look around. I'm way more than you'll ever be. And guess what? You're gone, bud. Rhino, take care of this fucking jabroni. Oh, and Patrick, kiss my ass on the way out too, buddy. So it has nothing to do with that. Nothing to do with that. And yo, Patrick, actually, pucker up, kiss the right cheek and the left cheek. Give me a double ass kiss, bud, on the way out. All right? So, like, I'm trying to get through to all of y'all that think your subjective opinion matters. Because mine don't. And guess what? Mine means more. My opinion means more than a guy named Patrick Malone. That's just facts. Look around. So, I mean, y'all got to get out of the thinking of what you want. Start thinking about what they want. Like, I know it's hard. I get it's hard. But you got to start thinking objectively, not subjectively. And when they traded back to 6, that told me right off the rip, they're okay with missing out on Jamar Chase at 5 or Penei Sewell at 5. So I got out of my Sewell mindset and said, oh shit, they're going for DeVonta Smith. And everyone I talked to, everyone that I know is basically saying, oh yeah, it's DeVonta Smith right now. It's DeVonta Smith or Jalen Waddle. They want one of those Alabama guys. So take that for what it's worth. And the other thing is, they got to sit down with DeVonta Smith at the Senior Bowl. They didn't have to do any little Zoom session. So, Rhino says Cam Wolf is basically confirming what Reason is saying, boys. Samuel, Rosa, Shaheen's under dude. We have, think of it. We've got Gesicki, Smythe, Shaheen. Smythe and Shaheen got new contracts, if I remember correctly, And we went out and got Ethan Carter. We got 4 tight ends already in that room. So, I mean, I think they believe in DeVonta Smith. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's going to be Ja'Marr Chase at 5. We're going to watch Sewell and Pitts not get drafted by us, and they're going to take DeVonta Smith. Prepare yourself for it. That's all I'm going to sit there and say. Prepare yourself for it. So when that happens, don't say I didn't warn you. Who's comparing, Jason? Tell me where I can paint Shaheen and Smith to Pitts. Tell me where. Show me where I compared them. I'm telling you, they got 4 tight ends in the room. Shaheen and Smith just got re-upped. The dead cap they have wouldn't make sense. And Timothy's right. And they got Myrick on the practice squad. See, again, you're just letting your want for Pitts get in the way of actually sitting there and looking at what's going on. Like, it's crazy, man. And everyone's trying to justify what they want because it's what they want. Instead of sitting back and being like, oh, shit. You know what? That does make a lot of sense. No, you're letting your feelings and your emotions get in the way of it. And DeVonta Smith is the best route runner in this draft. And DeVonta Smith is more dynamic than Ja'Marr Chase when the ball's in his hands. There's only 2 more dynamic wide receivers. I said wide, not receivers. And that's probably Rondale Moore and that's Jalen Waddle. So I'm just saying, Devontae's a beast. All right. And the thing is, too, why he's not going to have a problem with his release off the line of scrimmage is the double teams and the press is going to go against Devontae, Preston, and Fuller. It ain't going to go against Smith. It ain't going to go against Smith. So, got to look at it that way, too. Yeah. I agree, Jeff. He's got super underrated speed, man. The fluidity in his hips is crazy, bro. And his body control and his twitch is next level, man. That man shakes dudes out of their ankles, bro. He literally puts their ankles on the field. It's crazy, man. So I agree, Rick. If you could get Parsons at 18, huge W, bro. Huge W. So, you just got to ask yourself, if Najee's sitting there, what do you do? Because I don't think Javonte is going to get out of the first either. I've been saying this for time. And I don't think Etienne will. So what do you do? They might have pigeonholed themselves where they either have to take him at 18 or they got to trade back up right away from 36. Who do I think they're going to take at 18? Man, that 18 is the tough one. 6 is actually pretty locked in for me. I'm pretty dead set that they're taking Smith or Waddle. I'm pretty locked in. Who are they going to take at 18? If Najee's there, man, you're almost kind of pigeonholed yourself. It's like what Klump said. You know, I hate going into a draft where your need is glaring. Like, personally, that's why I wanted them to get a running back. So at 18, we could, if a Parsons slides, it's a no-brainer rocket. or if my boy Azeez Ojulari is there, if Kwity Paye is there. I love Jalen Phillips. He's really high on my edge board. My edge board will be coming on Wednesday, guys. Again, it's I'm like wrapping it up tonight and tomorrow, and it'll be there by Wednesday. We'll be doing the edge board. Jalen Phillips is in the top 3 on my edge list because I'm just going off talent. Now the concussions are an issue, but that guy is so freaking talented. His tape, he pops off. Like, he just pops off. But he's got concussion issues. Is that going to slide him to 36? Because if he slides to 36, damn. If he slides to 36, whoo-wee, you're going to wish you had your running back already taken at 18 because you'll run that up to the podium. So, it's just, and what's crazy is, if he didn't have the concussion issues, all of us would be saying, take that kid at 18. He'd probably be number 1 on my big board. And he didn't fall that far from number 1 on my big board because of the concussions. So, but when Jalen plays, that guy is legit. Michael asks, any chance the Falcons take Parsons? It would make sense that they trade back to 8. You know, I know it's in division, but you just squeeze the Panthers for more, trade back to 8, and you take Parsons. It makes sense. Like, it makes sense. So, we'll see. He might slide because of the concussions, but we'll get into his pro day. He had a crazy pro day today. We'll get into that. So, I'm just warning y'all, start watching as much all 22 as you can find on DeVonta Smith and get used to it. I'm warning y'all. Now, do I want Pitts? Do I want Panay over him? 110%. Yes, I do. But again, it's not about what I want. And the quicker y'all come to that realization, the easier it's going to be to swallow, pause, a pick like that if it happens. I'm just saying. I'm just warning y'all. The move they made reeks of DeVonta Smith. So, Ricketic, do I make a? Yeah, I do make a jump if Parsons falls a little bit. I would. He's worth it. He's really worth it. And I don't think he'll be a Patriot, bro. I think that's where Mac Jones is gonna fall. Don't buy this Mac Jones at 3 hype that's going on right now. No one that I know that's educated believes in this. Okay. Someone just asked. Keith, yeah, bro. And I want Pitts. And I'm telling you, they're going to take DeVonta Smith over him, bro. I'm just preparing y'all. Just, hey, when it goes down, I know I'm going to be the first one y'all think of. Some of you will curse my name for being right. Some of you will be like, oh, damn, he was right. Some more of you will be like, oh, shit, DeVonta Smith, good pick. You know what I mean? So I'm just preparing you. That's my job. Philip Leduc, what would be your temper if DeVonta Smith's at 6 and Najee at 18th? I get both picks. That's the problem, Philippe. I understand why they're doing them. I understand why they're doing it. I actually do. Najee especially, because you're in a rock and a hard place. Like, I think Etienne makes a lot of sense at 16. If the Broncos trade back, I'm worried that Najee ain't even going to reach us. When you look at the RPO, offensive running, Najee's perfect for it, obviously. So I understand why they're doing it. And people are like, oh, well, he's 23. Ba-da-da-da-da. Irving says DeVonta Smith gives me Jarrett. Yeah, he's a big game wide receiver, Irving. He's legit. I don't know why people hate on this guy. It's just we can all admit we want Panay or Pitts more than him. That doesn't make DeVonta Smith a bad talent. He's still an elite talent, man. Go look at his ability. So, you know what I mean? I'm pretty sure they're locked in. I'm pretty sure they locked in. And that all of y'all who support Tua should be in on that pick because that's showing that they support him. They're giving him what he wants, or one of his guys. Anyways, with Najee, everyone like, oh, his age. Now this is his age. Now is an issue. Here's the thing. You know why you draft him in the first? Me and Larry talked about this. You draft him in the first. All right, Jacques, don't worry. Javonte Williams only ran a 4.5. Go look at what Ricky Williams ran, brother. That's all I'm going to say. Go look at what Ricky Williams ran, bro. He didn't run no 4.4. Anyways, Najee. This is why it would make sense to take a guy like Najee in the first round. You get the 4 years with the 5th-year option, okay? So he's 28, right? Then you franchise tag him if he's playing at an elite level for 1 year till he's 29. So you got him for 6 years, and then you can franchise him a second time if you wanted, which they probably wouldn't. And then you let him walk. You use him for 6-7 years, and you say, thank you, have a nice day. We drafted your replacement. That's why it makes sense to take a guy like that in the first. You know what I mean? That's why it makes sense to take a guy like Najee in the first round. I'm just saying. You know, that's why it makes sense to take any of these running backs in the first round. Just all of us don't want to take him at 18. If it was like 26, 28, a lot of us would swallow that pause a little bit better, right? So, I mean, it just is what it is. If you're going to take a guy like that, you take him like that. You use him for those 6 years, and then you let him walk. That's the way you do it. It's a pretty smart way. Because think of it. If he's 23, you got him at like a cheap cost till he's 28. Right? Then you got to pay him 1 year on a franchise tag when he's 29, and then you can let him walk when he's about to hit 30. I mean, just think about it. It makes sense, kind of. Now, personally, again, I want an edge. And again, with edge an edge is not a defensive end in a 3-4, right? An edge is an outside linebacker. So technically, I want a linebacker, but an edge. And I'm not putting Zavin Collins up on off ball. Not happening, okay? So, yeah. Like, I want Azeez Ojulari or Kwity Paye right there. I think that's a little high for my boy Joseph Asai. So, but there's guys who are going to be there at 36 that you could have an edge. You know, there's going to be like Basham might be there, right? I think Jason Owe, Johnny, that's who you're mentioning, the DE. He ran a 4.3. I think he might slide. Right? Because of his production. He's kind of an athletic freak. I want nothing to do with Gregory Rousseau. Yes, Timothy, I would use Quincy Roche as a stand-up edge. I want nothing. Even though I got, spoiler alert, I'll give you all one away. I got Gregory Rousseau as my 10th edge. Don't mean I want him, though. Don't mean I want him, especially after that pro day today. Good Lord, no thank you. Okay? And what's crazy is, in my notes, I was putting my notes together yesterday for my big board or whatever, and I mentioned his wingspan I mentioned his arm length and his wingspan, and then it comes out today he's got a crazy wingspan. I'm like, yo, if y'all watch, you knew that. That shouldn't be a surprise. Cruisin' Rum 699 says, I'm really intrigued with Demetric Felton as a running back. We should draft possibly late second and third. What are your thoughts? Rats to reason. I would take him on day 3. I don't know if I'd take him in the 3rd round. Converted wide receiver to running back. And that always kind of worries me a little bit, right? 2 totally different positions, not a lot of experience in the running back. I'll take a guy like Elijah Mitchell before I'm taking him. So, that's where I'm at. But yeah, I like Demetric on day 3 as like one of those project guys. Barry says, didn't you have Austin Jackson? Yup, I did. He was my 10th overall tackle and my LT5. I had a second to third round grade on him. So that, buddy, I'm hearing people talk about Gregory Rousseau, a day 3 pick. Now, I have a second to third round grade on him. And by when I say second to third, that means like late second to early mid-third. I wouldn't take him higher than that. Hell, freaking no. I'm taking Roche and I'm taking Jalen Phillips before I'm taking that guy. That guy, you talk about someone who needs to be coached up. Good God, that guy needs to be coached up, man. Guy needs to be coached up bad. I kept telling y'all, he needed to come back and play more. He needed to come back and play more. So I think he's a second to third round. I got a second to third round grade on him, man. So Glenn Booth, he says, I'm still scared from Charles Harris. Yo, I was talking about Rousseau today on Twitter, and someone put up a picture of Deion Jordan holding his jersey. And then a guy on Twitter who I always interact with, my buddy Tim there, he chimes in. He goes, yo, that's literally my comp for Gregory Rousseau was Deion Jordan. I'm like, why'd you have to do him like that? Yeah, I just, he's way too raw for me. Way too raw. The Niners are, yo, Scotty, everyone thinks they're taking Mac Jones because they're going, Shanahan and company are going to the pro day tomorrow. And they've skipped BYU and they're skipping the Ohio State pro day tomorrow. But Shanahan came out and said that he spoke with Zach Wilson and Justin Fields' agent, and they're going to get a chance to throw for him anyways. So he's still going to be checking out Justin Fields, and he's still going to be checking out Zach Wilson just on his own accord. And he said the whole reason why he didn't go to those pro days or announce them, like even Mac Jones' first pro day, is because he didn't want everyone to know what the 49ers were working with, trying to trade up to 3. So, private workouts. You already know what time it is, right? So, what do y'all want to start with? Y'all want to start with the UNC, the North Carolina Pro Day, or should we start with the U Pro Day? Y'all let me know in the comments. I got both queued up, so you let me know what you guys want to start with. Obviously, I got a lot more to talk about with the U a little bit here, but okay, you want to start with UNC? Okay. So, I'm going to hit y'all with some of these measurables. So, when you look at the measurables, here's what, because I'm actually going to show you guys Daz Newsome and Diami Brown a little bit too. And we're going to take a look at Javonte Williams pro day. All right. So, Michael Carter. All right. Michael Carter, his height, he came in at just over 5'7.5", weighing about 201. There's his hand measurements and his arm measurements and his wingspan. I mean, you don't really care about that. Now, NFL Scout did time him at his first at 4.5 and then his second at 4.56. His vert was 34. His broad was 9.11. His short shuttle was 3.98, which is super impressive. And his 3-cone was 6.81. And he bench pressed 16, reps at 225. So that's pretty good. That homie Chaz Surratt, you know how much I love that kid. He came in at 6'2", 229. He had a 4.58 and a 4.6 40, which is great for a linebacker. But I've told y'all before, remember, he's a converted quarterback to linebacker, right? He didn't do the broad jump, but his vert was 31. His short shuttle was 4.16, and his 3-cone was 7.2, and he did 25 reps at 225, man. Whoo! All right, here's what everyone wants to see here, because Miami put up some numbers. So, Javonte Williams, he came out at a 5'9.5", 212 pounds, 9.38 hands, arm length of 37/8, wingspan of 74/7/8. His 40 was 4.58 and 4.55, and it was timed from an NFL scout. He had a vert of 36. He had a broad jump of 10.3. He had a short shuttle of 4.09. He had a 3-cone of 6.97, and he put up 22 bench presses. Guy's a beast. Diami Brown came over a little over six. Well, he came in at 6'1.5", weighed in at 189. He had pretty sizable hands, 9.58, 32 3/4 arm length, 77 wingspan, 4.46 and 4.5 40. He did a 35 vert. His broad jump was 10.8. That's huge. A 4.35 short shuttle, and he put up a 6.87 3-cone, and he put up 18 reps. Now, Daz Newsome, it's kind of an average day for him. It wasn't that great. He came in at 5'10", a little over 5'10", 190, 9-inch hands, 29 and 7/8 arms. His wingspan was 72 3/4. His 40 was 4.59, 4.62. His vert was 34. His broad jump was 10.1. His short shuttle was 4.38. His 3-cone was 7.38, which isn't very good. And his bench press was 12. So Diami is going higher than the boy Daz. But I know everyone's going to look at that 4.5 40 for Javonte and say, oh, like everyone wants 4.3s because everyone. But you got to remember, and I'm not comping, I'm just saying, Ricky ran a 4.56. That's all I'm going to sit there and say. Ricky ran a 4.56. So Javonte's a beast, guys. When you watch the film, he's an absolute monster, man. Absolute monster. So let's get into. I want to show you guys. I got Javonte's 40. So let's cue it up so y'all can see it in real time. Let me bring it up for y'all. All right. So here is Javonte Williams 40-yard dash, guys, for y'all who haven't seen it yet. That man is ripped. One more time. Just rolling out there, baby. So there you go. Yeah, that is Javonte. That's Javonte. So, everyone's sleeping on, everyone's hating on, and I believe, if memory serves me correct, that was his best attempt. So that was the attempt where he did it in 4.55. So a tick under what Ricky put up when Ricky was out there, right? So again, I'm not saying he's Ricky. I'm just sitting there saying, Javonte, you can't discount him. He shows up. I knew he wasn't running a 4.45 on his pro day. If you've watched his film, that's not his. But he does have short area bursts, and his acceleration is really, really good. So when you see him hit a hole, the guy takes off. So just remember, Ricky ran a 4.56. Y'all remember the burst he had and the acceleration he had, right? So now if he would have came in the 4.6s, we would have had a problem. we would have had a legit problem here. So, and Armando makes a good point. He was also, and yeah, Joey Butters, he does run hard. Someone just asked, what did Miami run? I just had it up, bro. Literally just had it up for y'all. Miami ran a, let me look right now because I got to go back and look. Miami ran a 4.46 and a 4.5. Like literally a 4.5, like dead on. So there you go. That's your oversight of the North Carolina Pro Day, because everyone, you roam. I see Nick Chubb too. That's a good comp. That is a very good comp. I see Nick Chubb all day. And y'all know I love me some Nick Chubb, right? So that's a pretty good comp. I actually haven't sat there and thought about a comp for Javonte Williams. You might have one when I drop my big board, because that'll be the next big board I put out. All right. So guys, before we get into the University of Miami, smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't. Of course, you can donate to the channel, paypal.me/Phinside. You become a Phinside, the NFL Patreon. Yo, do you like those little badges everyone has? Do you like the emojis they're using? Well, go ahead and you look below. There's a join button. You can join. There's 3 different levels. You can join and get a membership, and you will have access to those. And you will also have access to the private streams when I start rocking them, which will be after draft season, when we get into the little slow season of May and June before everything starts to pick up. Patchvibes.com. Use code Phinside for 20% off your purchase. You can grab official Phinside the NFL merch, teespring.com/stores/Phinside the NFL. All right. Now, let's get into the main event with the pro days today. Let's get in to what happened at the University of Miami. All right, guys? So, first couple things before we get in to the University of Miami. In case you guys didn't know, these are the teams. Dolphins' Chris Grier was at North Carolina's Pro Day today, guys. All right. And then we also sent Eric Studesville as well to the Pro Day. So there you go. Just so everyone has a, Studesville and Chris Grier were there today at North Carolina's Pro Day. All right. Just so everyone sees what's up. So you have a little bit of a grasp of what's going on. And I'm about to go in on this University of Miami Pro Day right now. I got a lot of stuff for you guys here, okay? And then let's start off. So first things first, Bill Belichick and Brian Flores were both at the University of Miami Pro Day today. And there's a picture of them chilling, hanging out. Belichick loving the Miami air. Flores rocking that throwback. It's got that throwback logo on it. Shout out to Brian Flores. Love you, homie. So, they were at the University of Miami today. So, there you go. All right. And then, all right, let's get into the measurables, how everything worked out, because I'm about to go in. I am about to go in right now. I want y'all to, I'm preparing y'all for this, okay? Because I'm going to throw, after I do this, I'm going to throw some charts at you for Rousseau and Jalen Phillips. Then I'm going to circle back around. And y'all know I've been showing you guys the relative athletic scores. Well, I'm going to show you the relative athletic scores for Michael Carter, Javonte Williams, and I'm going to show you Gregory Rousseau and Jalen Phillips, and I believe I got Quincy Roche lined up too, all right? So let's hit it. So shout out to Jim Nagy. He does such great work with the Pro Bowl and everything else. So, all right, let's go through. These are the measurables. Man, this beard is itching me today. So here's your measurements, all right? Gregory Rousseau came in at 6'6.5", 266, 11-inch hands. If you remember, guys, he's a former receiver, eh? If you look into Gregory Rousseau, he's a former receiver. Now the wingspan, I knew it was going to be huge. The wingspan came in at 83 and a quarter. Jalen Phillips came in at just under 6'5" and a half, 260, 9 3/4 hands, 33 and a quarter arms, and then a wingspan of 80, 34. Brevin Jordan came in today at 6'2" and a half, 247, 9 3/4 hands, 32 7/8 inch arms, and then a wingspan of 79 and a quarter. All right, keep it rolling. Now, Quincy Roche, he came in with a 32 and a half vertical, and he bench pressed 23. Gregory Rousseau had a 30-inch vertical, yo. 30 inches. Can this guy even dunk? Someone let me know if Rousseau can even dunk. Maybe he can because of his arm length and his wingspan, but god damn, 30 inches, bro? Oh my god. So he comes in with a 30-inch vert, and he puts up only 21 reps. And then Jalen Phillips, 36-inch verts. He only put up 21 reps. And then Brevin Jordan came in with a 31-inch vert, just 1 inch better, and 17 reps. That is terrible, guys. If you didn't know, 30-inch is terrible. And this man had a year off to prep for this, and he still bombed his pro day. That's what's even worse. And this guy got to get off the couch playing Fortnite and eating cupcakes. All right. So here are the broad jumps. Brevin, 9 feet, 8 inches. Jalen, 10 feet, 5 inches. Quincy, 9'11". Gregory Rousseau came in at 9'7". 9'7". Damn. Bruh. This guy, a tight end, is outperforming him, bro. Jesus Louises. All right. Here come your runs. So, these were your official 40-yard results, okay? So, Brevin came in at 4.69, a 4.71. The boy, Jalen Phillips, came out in a 4.56. Woo-wee! That man can move, boys and girls. Quincy Roche came in at 4.68 and 4.66. Gregory Rousseau came in at 4.71 and a 4.69. And this is just hand and laser, guys. That's all that means. That's why I got two different ones. Hands and laser. All right? So, boy, Rousseau is just... And then it gets worse for Rousseau. Now, Brevin Jordan came in at a 4.69 and a 4.67 on his second. Phillips came in at a 4.58 and a 4.59, so he's hovering around the same. Roche came in at a 4.68 and a 4.69. Gregory Rousseau came in at a 4.74 and 4.72. Wow. I want to know what this guy's been doing with his time off. Someone tell me what this man's been doing. He's got to be eating cupcakes and playing Fortnite, because that is not good. Whew. You want to show me? You want me to show you how not good it is? You want reason to take y'all there? Reason about to take y'all there. I hope you know that. It's coming in right now. Right? Yo, Jeff says hanging with Isaiah Wilson. Yeah, he might be. You know what I mean? All right, it's time to take y'all there. It's time to throw some analytics at y'all. All right, because Marcus Mosher, he does fantastic job. He does fantastic stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna show you guys. All right, a list, and this list. All right, I want you to do now. He's charted. All right, all these edge rushers in his database. All right. Now, here's what it is. These are all the edge rushers in Marcus Mosher's database with a 7.403 cone or worse and a sub 3-inch vertical. Okay? So let's show y'all exactly what I'm talking about, because this is about to scare y'all right now. Okay? If this doesn't scare you, you must be the toughest man alive. Okay? This is bad news. All right? All right. So, Gregory put in a 7.5 3-cone, which is terrible. All right. Check this out. Look at the company he's finding himself with, guys. Jarvis Jones, Jalen Ferguson, that name, Charles Harris is right above him. Michael Sam, CeCe Jefferson, Quentin Coples, Bradley Anai, Joe Jackson, Lorenzo Malden, Jonathan Allen, LJ Collier, Kendall Coleman, Ladarius Hamilton, Deshaun Hand. Guys, that is a list of, minus Gregory Rousseau because he hasn't played yet, but that is a list of absolute busts if I've ever seen one. All right? That should be your indicator of, yo, I ain't touching this guy with a 10-foot pole right now. Straight up. Okay? All right? When Charles Harris is right above you on a list, we stay away, guys. If that doesn't scare the shit out of you, I don't know what will. Because Charles Harris had a better 3-cone. He had a better vert. And the only thing Rousseau beat him in was the 40 and the broad. That is disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. All right? That's not good. That is not good. Those are the company you don't want to keep, all right? That's what we call, when these kids are 15, 16, 17, 18 in high school, I would call that the football equivalent of, yo, that kid's hanging out with the bad crowd, all right? That's what that is. You don't want that. You don't want to touch that, all right? Now, Jalen Phillips, on the other hand, well, that's a little bit of a different story. So what Marcus Mosher did was he took his database, okay? Here's what he did. He took his database, all right? And this is every edge player since the year 2000 who, like Jalen Phillips, averaged at least 1.5 tackles for a loss a game and ran a 4.65 40-yard dash or better. All right? So this is the company now we're getting into that Jalen Phillips lines up with. All right? It gets good here. All of y'all that like Jalen Phillips, you're going to love him now. All right? Now, peeps this. Look at the names on this list. Bradley Chubb, Vic Beasley, Harold Landry, Jadeveon Clowney, Josh Allen, Von Miller, Tack McKinley, Khalil Mack, Marcus Davenport, DeMarcus Ware, Myles Garrett, and Jerry Hughes. I mean, when you comp them, let's comp them to Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett ran a 4.64. Jalen ran a 4.58. All right, short shuttle. Myles did a 4.30. Jalen did a 4.13. 3-cone. Jalen did a 7.01. Myles did a 7.15. Now, Myles put up a 41-inch vert. Jalen put up 36. And then their broad jump is basically almost identical, right? Jalen put up a 125 and Myles put up a 128. So you look at the company Jalen Phillips' athletic profile keeps, and that's a list full of Pro Bowlers, guys. Like, that is a list of legitimate impact players for the most part. I'll leave it up there so you guys can analyze it a little bit more. But, I mean, there's some big boys on that list, and Jalen is holding right with them. So, I know the concussion fears everyone. It scares the hell out of me, too. But if that man's sitting there at 36, I'll tell you right now, Brian Flores was smiling watching Jalen Phillips go to work today. I'm going to tell y'all right now. Because if he slides at 36, you run that card up to the podium, I think. Like, I'm just saying, Javon nailed it. That's a stud right there, guys. That's a stud. And if he had no concussion issues, this guy could have cracked the top 10 potentially. Telling y'all right now. I was watching a little bit more film while I was waiting for my graphics to come in, and this guy just fucking blazes off the screen, man. So, Jalen Phillips, guys, he's a legitimate talent. There's no doubt about it. There is no doubt about it. All right. Now, let's get into some razzes, all right? So, let's start off with Gregory Rousseau. Why not? Start off with the, not exactly the cream of the crop. We'll call him the milk of the crop. All right, let's start off with Gregory Rousseau. So Gregory Rousseau, because I've been trying to show y'all this stuff. And Brett Legassi, shout out to Brett. He says if Phillips at 36 G's, if he's there, take him. He shouldn't be there at 36. I agree, bro. I'm hoping he falls, man. I am hoping. I'm praying. Whew. It's going to be an edge. I agree with you, Brett. It's going to be an edge or a running back at 18, 110%. I want the edge. You know I wanted us. That's why I wanted Aaron Jones, so we could get it over with and we could go sign an edge. That's where I'm at. Draft an edge. So, all right. So when you look at the relative athletic score of Gregory Rousseau, it's okay. It's all right. Basically, so these date back to 1987, and he ranks 311 out of 1,345 defensive ends when it goes, and the splits are projected. Those splits are not official. They're projected because he didn't run splits today. So, 311, that's okay, I guess. That's all right. But y'all ready? Y'all ready for that Jalen Phillips life? Because it's time for Jalen Phillips to come in now. It's time for that boy Jalen Phillips to come in and say, yo, don't forget about me, son. All right. So here is Jalen Phillips, Raz, when you break it down. All right. Gregory Charles Rousseau. That's hilarious, Joey. Oh my God. You just killed the man. Don't do him like that. All right. Jalen Phillips now. This is a little bit of a different, as you can see, little bit of a different, little bit of a different Raz when you compare these two guys. So when you look at him, he scored a 999, which is crazy. And when you put him up against everyone else, guess what, guys? In relative athletic score, Jalen Phillips, you ready for this one? Okay. 9 out of a possible 10. This ranks 14th out of 1,345 defensive ends from 1987 to 2021. 14th. Like literally, his weight and his bench are the only issue. So, the kid's super athletic. The guy's a freak. The guy is an absolute freak, man. So, again, 14th out of 1,345 defensive ends from 1987 to 2021. The guy's a monster, man. And the tackles for loss show up steady for him, man. He's a good player, man. It's just if those concussions weren't happening, damn, he would be up there, man. He would legitimately be up there. All right, let's keep it rolling. Let's get into the running backs. Let's start off with Michael Carter because it's really not that impressive. So Michael Carter, when you go to his relative athletic score, because you would have looked and seen that he's better in a few areas than Javonte Williams. And remember, relative athletic score takes height, weight, and speed to those numbers in account, right? So he didn't score very well, as you can see right here. He scored a 6.32, And if you were to go, this ranks Michael Carter 539th out of 1,463 running backs from 1987 to 2021. And what really killed him, right, is the speed to height. Usually when you're smaller, you run faster, right? His weight, for being that small and having that much weight and putting up the splits in the 40-yard dash he did, it's not that great. Obviously, again, for being 201 pounds and only putting up 16 bench reps, not that great. Now, he did have a good vert and a good broad. His shuttle and his three cone by relative athletic score are elite. So, yeah, he's just his composite size grade. That's where it really brought him down because he rated out as poorly. And it really, really killed a lot of his RAS. So, and then now for Javonte Williams in the last one, the final one. So Javonte Williams, guys, he scored an 8.35. And his height was what kind of killed him a little bit. But other than that, 22 on the bench for his weight of 212. His vertical was good. It wasn't great, but his broad was really good. His 40-yard dash, the 4.58, obviously could have been better, but it doesn't show up as poor because he's not as small as Michael Carter. And then his 20 and a 10 split show up like that. He had a great shuttle, obviously. And just for context, because I've showed y'all where everyone ranks, I've told y'all where everyone ranks. So Javonte Williams, he actually ranks 243rd out of 1,463 running backs from 1987 to 2021. And his splits are also projected because he didn't run the splits today. So we'll see what Najee does if he runs. He's supposed to be running tomorrow. So we'll see what he does. He obviously get measured, everything like that. And then obviously Jalen will be running tomorrow. Ohio State will have their pro day. So it'll be interesting to see what goes down. But yeah, that is a look at the University of Miami and the North Carolina pro days. Now, let's keep it rolling here for a sec. The final thing I wanted to cover before I open it up to all of y'all, and I'll drop that link for any of you that want to sit back and join. The NFL now has officially, we all knew it was coming, but now they've officially announced the 17th game for this season, guys. And what's happening with that is it looks like the Miami Dolphins are going to be playing the New York Giants at home. If you look to the right side, it's the third from the bottom. So our 17th game being added to the schedule looks like it's going to be the New York Giants. So, I mean, no, Isaiah Smith is not running tomorrow. Jalen said he's going to, and apparently Najee's going to. So, there you go, guys. So you can now add the Giants, it looks like, to the list of teams we will be facing in 2021. And at least it's another home game. Now, I'm really, really hoping that they don't make it an overseas game because that's our luck. But I would be lying to you if I said I ain't excited about playing a team like that. So, yeah, guys, their 17th game is now officially looks like it's going to be the Giants at the Dolphins. I'm going to drop the link for you guys if you want to come here and join, talk about the pro days. And again, tomorrow I will be back and I will be doing, we'll be looking at the Bama pro day and any other news that comes out. And, on Wednesday, I'll be coming back with that edge board, and then we'll be rolling with the running back board next. Red Comet,
What's up?
Isaiah,
What's going on?
and RD and Damian Deese. What's good, boys?
Hey guys.
Hey,
Hands up.
Yeah, man.
How's it going, guys?
Good.
Finza.
How big of a freak is Jalen Phillips, man?
Man, if it only wasn't for those concussions, man, he would be ideal at 18. He might answer possible. He could be gone before 18, but wow, man.
Do you think those concussions are going to skip? You got to look out. Hey, what's it called? The Vikings are a possibility.
The Vikings need a pass rusher. That's where I think definitely the first pass rusher will fall if it isn't no trades up or Denver's in play with a defensive player because of Miller's age.
Yeah.
And of course Dallas, they'll probably take a defensive back. But as far as pass rusher, Minnesota is definitely a key spot for the first edge rusher to land. And Jalen Phillips, if it wasn't for those concussions, gosh, man. But I wouldn't be surprised if a team says, screw that, check with their doctors and, man, draft this kid, man, because his first round talent, I mean, he's borderline top 10 talent. And that's something that has to be looked at and has to be taken into consideration. Gosh, I just wish we had settled that running back situation. So, we could have just been all in on this pass rusher.
Now,
That's
Carson.
talent.
How many concussions has the man had?
2, I think.
Look up.
But he has given up on football a couple of times. That's the worrisome about it. Like, and not giving up on the game like he never wanted to play, but he's like a couple of years.
And we got to remember, it's been
so he had three separate concussions in UCLA because remember he was at UCLA first, right?
But he had an accident though, right? It was part of an accident. Like it wasn't in-game concussions. It was like he had an accident. I heard that he had a major accident. That's what caused him the first time around to get out of football.
Gosh,
he's just a natural talent though. He's like a TJ Watt.
And it wasn't that he stepped away. It's because he was actually forced to medically retire from football.
Right.
And look at Patrick Willis. And what was that other linebacker for San Francisco that had that?
Borland?
Yeah.
Borland? He's like 2 years. That guy's like 2 years and he quit.
It's becoming a norm with players. They're going to look for their health. I mean, you got to focus on your health first. That's the only scary part with Jalen Phillips, man. Besides that, man, the kid's legit.
Yeah.
Hey, Reason, I got a quick question. One was in reference to DeVonta Smith. I haven't heard you mention anything about him running. Is he not running, lifting, or anything?
He's not running, lifting. No, he's just measuring.
Why is
and
that?
weighing in.
He just feels like I won the Heisman. I'm good to go, or like watch my film.
He said he basically said he's put enough on film.
Wow.
Oh,
That's pretty. I don't know how I feel about that. Also, my second question, real quick. How do you feel? I know Tua is, he has really no say in the league, but do you think Greer sits down with him in a private meeting and asks him, hey, who would you take, Waddle or Smith, if we chose one or the other?
I would take Waddle, but I think they're taking Smith.
No, I mean, do you think they asked Tua his opinion?
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
I think they look for recommendation. They're going to ask him, like, what's your recommendation? And I've said this before. The problem with that is DeVonta Smith is arguably his favorite target ever.
I see.
Yeah, Reason. Yeah. I agree with the whole Smith thing, but I mean, you don't see any possibility with Pitts with where the Patriots ran, the Hernandez Gronk. You don't see no possibility with that at all.
No, because they're going to have to pay Gesicki, and I think they're actually going to pay Gesicki. And number two, go look at Preston Williams is in his last year. Albert Wilson's on a 1-year contract. Will Fuller's on a 1-year contract. And this might be Devontae Parker's last shot. So I just named you 4 of our top 5 receivers that are technically on a 1-year prove it.
Well, that's a big deal. Yeah, that's a big deal.
Right, we already have tight ends too, long term with Shaheen and
they re-signed them. They re-up both of those guys, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're in their future plans. Buddy, I want Pitts. I'm just telling
I
y'all. I think it's going to be DeVonta Smith.
But in fairness, though,
fine with
whether it's Pitts or Waddle or Smith, I mean, when you look at this guy's highlight reels, each one of them, you fall in love. It's like it's crazy. Like you watch somebody's 10-minute clips, and then you're like, wow. Then you watch the other person, you're like, wow. Then you go into in-depth film, and you actually watch them like every snap, right? With Pitts, you can do a whole argument about how this guy off the ball is just incredible because he does run blocking very well down the field. He plays. He's got great hands, great routes. Then he has some negatives, but then you're like, well, he's only 20 years old. DeVonta Smith, when he was 20 years old, he was only known for the catch. And then the next 2 years, he came into the scene, right? Imagine what Pitts is going to do in the league. He's like a Waller and Kelsey and the other guy, I forgot, Kittles. Like he's the next breed of guys. So he's going to be special, right? But it is what it is. They love DeVonta and what DeVonta has done the last 4 years, the last 3 years in total, man. 45 touchdowns, right? And he has two national titles, 1 Heisman. He has average yards. It's like over 16. He's never been injured. He runs pristine routes. You can line him up anywhere except for tight end position.
Like, what's the number one thing basically that translates to the next level for a wide receiver? Route running ability.
Route running.
Yeah.
And the guy's elite, man.
But they can all catch too. But like Smith and Pitts are like the best. Like Pitts is unreal with hands. But they love Smith because of the Tua connection too, right? That's why Chase is gonna go. Who the hell? If it wasn't for Cincinnati, Chase would never have gone top 10.
No, I agree with that.
No,
100%.
no way. Especially the first one off. Are you kidding? Why?
Yeah.
You can easily trade down. No, man.
Yeah. No, I agree with that.
And also, Smith wants to come to Miami as well.
Yep. Guys, I know Dolphins Twitter lost their shit, but he was just propping up Mac Jones. That's all he was doing. Because Mac Jones needed it. I mean, look at Tua. Tua came out and said Mac Jones reminds him of Tom Brady. Like,
I mean,
who are you lying to, Tua?
Mac Jones might go third. Like literally, 3 Alabama guys could be drafted top 7. I don't think that's ever going to happen again.
I don't think he's going. It's going to be Zach Wilson or Justin Fields or Trey Lance before him. I think.
Us as Dolphin fans, we're praying that Mac Jones gets drafted.
Oh yeah, that works for us.
It's not going to happen, but we're hoping,
Yeah.
I don't want to see Zach Wilson with that 49ers offense, man.
Now Zach Wilson is going to the Jets 100%. Like that is done, but they're saying now that the guy is most likely going to go. It's gonna be Mac who's going to San Francisco, which is kind of
but that's smoke, because they're all basing that off the fact that all came out this morning, and they're all basing that off because he's skipping the Ohio State Pro Day to go to Bama tomorrow, and he skipped the BYU Pro Day. But then Shanahan came out this afternoon and said, I've spoken to Zach Wilson's agent and Justin Fields' agent. They're going to throw for me privately. Right. He said the only reason I didn't book the BYU was because I didn't want to show my hand that we were trying to trade up to 3.
Right.
And then he even came out today and said that Jimmy's going to be on the team, and whoever's going to be drafted is going to learn behind him for a year.
Reason.
I don't think they can move them. I don't think they can move the contract.
But you know what reason?
Jimmy's?
Though?
Yeah.
Jimmy's contract?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean nobody wants him?
The Patriots wanted him, but they just came out yesterday or the day before, and they said they're out on Jimmy G because they can't afford the contract.
Honestly,
right now,
I think I would be fine with the Patriots to have Jimmy.
Oh yeah, he's shit, bro.
We destroyed him, remember?
Yeah, I'm not worried about Jimmy G at all.
We sat him down.
And you know what's crazy? Whether it's Zach Wilson or Fields or Trey Lance, because I mean Mac Jones ain't going in the fucking top 4, bro. Trust me, bro. Like his pro day last week looked like I went on the field off my couch and said, "Yo, I'm gonna throw the ball around, man." You see those receivers holding up, man? One receiver tripped trying to hold up for one of his passes, man.
Yeah, and reason your boy Chris Sims is once again making an ass hat of himself, proclaiming that he'd be shocked if Mac Jones doesn't go number 3 to the 49ers. So once again, Chris Sims just looking like a clown.
Go look at the offense he runs.
Yeah.
That Shanahan offense. You need athleticism. That
I
guy's
swear.
the definition of a fucking statue, bro.
I swear, I imagine Reason doing an interview with Chris Sims, and it goes, so what do you think about Tua? It doesn't matter.
Bro, it'd be an hour interview and just 55 minutes of me slapping the shit out of him on the ground, bro.
I can't believe he had Dwami Brown as the third wide receiver.
It's crazy.
Bro, did you see his corner list?
Oh, don't get me started.
He didn't even have J.C. Horn in the top 6.
Right. J.C. Horn. His excuses for J.C. Horn is like he just doesn't seem as a professional. Like he doesn't see his game translate as a professional. He's not fast enough.
God.
He literally said he's not fast enough for J.C. Horn. That's that was his verbiage. If you go back to it and look at his explanation, I don't think he's fast enough for the NFL level. He ran a 4
and who's something? Yeah. Oh yeah, bro. He's an idiot, bro. Hey, yo, who's the only dude? Who's the only dude that gave J.C. Horn the work? DeVonta Smith.
DeVonta
gave him
Smith.
the work,
Damn,
man.
I can't believe he
But
said
J.C. Horn, even in that game, though, he was making plays still, though. Even in that game, he was making some acrobatic plays. I saw the entire game for South Carolina with Tua.
Yeah, Devontae put 2 touchdowns. Devontae put 2 touchdowns up on him, though.
He did.
JC's my corner 1, bro. Because of
Listen.
Farley's ACL injury and now his back surgery, he's sliding, bro.
Name me one corner that has even come close to competing with DeVonta Smith. I want to know.
Derek Stingley for like the first quarter and a half of that LSU game. And then for the last 2.5 quarters, DeVonta Smith took him to the fucking woodshed, bro.
Iggy played him well.
Yeah, that's true. Hey,
I was gonna say.
Hey, even DeVonta Smith said Iggy was the best corner he went up against.
But I think if we had a different quarterback, we get Pitts. I think this is mainly for Tua and a combination of Smith, right? But it's mainly for Tua psychologically, so he can be at rest, like he can be comfortable, right? Because he's special still, but Pitts.
Or what
man,
if let me ask you this: what if they're listening to offers on one of our wide receivers right now?
Yeah, I've heard that.
That's counterintuitive. Like, why would you,
Parker?
Yeah,
we heard.
Shout for joy. God,
you gotta think about that. What if they're listening on offers right now?
And that would make sense why we have so many receivers in the receiving room if they was thinking about getting rid of one of our, Parker.
They're looking for speedsters all across now, I guess, maybe.
No, and the thing is that the Dolphins think that the number 6 pick, if they select DeVonta Smith, is going to be, it's going to be the most, in their mind, it's going to make the most sense. I mean, Tua had his best game with DeVonta Smith, and so did DeVonta Smith as well.
Bro, he loved that kid so much that DeVonta Smith outproduced Henry Ruggs and Jerry Jeudy.
Yeah. I was saying that Tua had if you go back to that game in 2019 versus Ole Miss, Tua put up like 416 yards.
Is that the game where DeVonta had like 4 or 5 touchdowns or something like that?
Yeah. 5 touchdowns, 274 yards.
Yeah.
Do you know who else had 4 touchdowns against Ole Miss in 2020? Kyle Pitts, and it was beautiful.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'm still holding out a glimmer of hope.
Yo, Kyle Pitts makes sense because we run the 5th most 12-man personnel. Here's my thing. You wouldn't have been so adamant to get in front of the Lions.
Yeah.
I'm
true.
I
didn't think of that before.
Because they have TJ Hawkinson, and TJ Hawkinson is damn good. Just doesn't get thrown to enough.
Kyle Pitts can play wide receiver just as well, though. So it's not like he's your traditional.
Yeah, but they're not gonna they're gonna not pigeonhole him to the boundary, right? They're gonna use them all over the place.
Yeah. That's the thing about Pitts.
I'm telling you right now. I'll tell you right now why they're drafting a wide receiver. This is my theory, okay? Because Fuller last year, before the PED, proved he can be the number 1 alpha X receiver, okay?
Yeah.
What they're saying is, take a 1-year contract, We'll move Devontae Parker's contract after this season. We'll pay you, and Devontae will be the number 2 behind, or Jalen Waddle will be the number 2 behind you, or if Preston works out, Preston and Devontae will be the 2 and 3 behind you, and then we'll go from there.
So that makes a lot of sense. So reason because if I'm not mistaken, they would have to take a big cap hit if they cut Parker this season. But I think the contract is structured to where next season you'd completely it's clean, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, so then that makes a lot of sense. Right.
Yeah.
And I mean, listen, I like DeVonta Parker a lot, and he was one of my favorite players coming out of Louisville. I had a big man crush on him coming out. I was really ecstatic that we drafted him, and I was disappointed with his injuries. But at this point, he looks like he's running in mud. I almost feel bad for the guy. He just can't get down the field. He doesn't have that explosion anymore, you know? So if we could even get a 3rd round pick for him this year, I'd probably take that. But you know, in the interim, yeah, you're right. Will Fuller proved that he could be the elite guy. And I just wanted to ask you a question. So
hold on a sec.
Okay, sure.
Russ, I'm taking that bet. If they don't take Chase at 6 and he's available, I want your left nut chopped off.
Oh God! What the heck?
She ruined the
because I keep telling these people, why did they fall behind?
I'm worried.
They get in front of the Lions, but they're fine with staying behind of Cincy. Why is that? Because they're gonna take Panay, and Panay's my boy. Everyone knows Panay's my boy. They're gonna take Panay or they're gonna take Chase. So what does that tell you? They're fine with missing out on either one of those guys because they're not the target.
Oh God.
So are we confident that it's just DeVonta Smith, or are we saying they narrowed it down to Smith or Waddle?
It's Waddle.
Okay, I would much rather I'd much rather have Smith. I'm worried Waddle. I'm worried. I think Waddle's a better player and a better prospect, but I'm a little worried Waddle has a little Ted Ginn in him. I'm a little worried he's a little too much of a body catcher.
Oh, don't say that.
God, that's scary. I'm
worried about
He
that.
played for 15 years, man.
I'm holding out a glimmer of hope.
We never saw that coming, did we?
I think Smith's the best. I think that Smith can do what Waddle does as far as being an over-the-top threat, taking the top off the defense. But as far as being a well-rounded receiver, I think Smith is way better. So if we narrowed it down to those two, I really hope it's going to be Smith. I think he's the next Marvin Harrison, as we've discussed on the show.
And
so you think he's more?
Those who are saying about, I just want to say one quick thing. For those saying about Ted Ginn having a 15-year career, yes, he did. But when you're picked 7th overall, you're expected to be a number 1 receiver. He's never been a number 1 receiver. He's probably never been a 2.
Wasn't he 10th? Wasn't he 10th?
7th,
9th or 10th, I think.
Yeah, I know it was Cam Cameron pick. It was in the top 10.
Have I told you the story? All right, so I was in college at the time, all right? And I'll peep this one. I'll never forget this as long as I live. I was in college at the time. So college was out because it was obviously April, right? And so I had a summer job that was starting then. I was doing some landscaping, all right? Mm-hmm. So we were at this guy's house. I'll never forget the guy too. He was this old guy, and he had those those like eyebrows are just crazy. They're like going everywhere. They come up and they point and then they just go up everywhere. So he had those kind of eyebrows, and he had like banana yellow garage doors. I'll never forget this. And we're standing on the front yard, and we're just like we're doing like a spring cleanup, right? Because it's in April, and we're just sitting there. We're raking, right? And guys, I'm looking on my phone, and I'm on ESPN, and it's back then when they used to, update pick by pick, right? Like as the pick happened, it would come in on the phone or whatever. I'm sitting there, and like I watched the national championship, so I saw his return and all that shit, right? So I'm sitting there, and I'm like, oh my God, Brady Quinn's falling to us right now. Oh my God, Brady Quinn is falling. Buddy, the pick comes through. all you hear from me in the front yard is, what the fuck is a Ted Ginn Jr.?
I know.
All
I
right?
lost my shit too.
Yeah.
Bro, to the point where, check this out. I come home, and the girl I'm dating at the time, pretty serious relationship. We get home, and my parents aren't home, nothing. So we pick up a pizza, we come home, and I'm in the worst mood. Like I get into an argument with her to the point where she leaves. and goes home. And it's all because of fucking Ted Ginn, bro. Like, that guy ruined my Friday night, bro. Like, I'll never forget. It was a Saturday, actually. I think it was back then. It was a Saturday.
It was Saturday during the day. Yep.
Yeah. I was so pissed off. I was so mad. Like, I will never forget that. Like, thank you very much, Ted Ginn Jr., you clown. And Cam Cameron goes up and has the audacity in front of all of us. Oh,
Ted Ginn family.
We didn't just get Ted Ginn Jr. We got the Ginn Jr. family. And I'm like, what?
Family.
You drafted a fucking family? What is going on here, bro? And then we get Chad Henne. And Chad Henne finds out the only man I've ever seen that knew how to overthrow Ted Ginn Jr. Like, unbelievable, bro. I'll never forget that. I was so pissed off, man.
I had a brief glimmer of hope and excitement for that Chad Henne to Ted Ginn connection. 2009, week 3, Monday night against the Jets, when Ted Ginn beat the Jets with an over-the-top play-action throw from Chad Henne. It was like 50 yards on the money, like play-action to Ronnie Brown. And, we started off 0-2 that year with Chad Pennington coming off the 11-5 season. And, I was like, wow, this kid Henne, he's got a cannon. Like, he can play.
And he looked the part, too, right?
He did. And he just had there's a classic $1 million arm, 10-cent head. And also the coaching staff, obviously, the coaching staff did him no favors, too. Sperano running a Wildcat.
This man just said cannon arm and a 10-cent head, bro. That is
that is fact.
No, I remember because I have a neighbor that personally knew I had a neighbor who had a close friend who personally knew Brandon Marshall, and he asked Brandon Marshall about Chad Henne. I'm like, dude, that guy's terrible, man. That guy sucks, bro. And this was like 2010, 2011 when he first got traded to Miami. Yep. He spent training camp with him and all that. I'm like, dude, this guy does not convince me whatsoever.
Man. I'll tell y'all what I was talking about earlier. So, again, I had someone pass me off information like Damien's seen it, Ryan has seen it. I had information, and they know where it came from. I had information passed off to me the night before. Like, okay, so the Tuesday night, the night before free agency opened on the Wednesday, at 9 p.m., I had information passed on to me about the Eagles making an offer for Watson. I was also told 100% Deshaun Watson gets traded tomorrow. 51%, it's the Miami Dolphins because the Dolphins and the 49ers have the strongest offer on the table right now. Okay, this is what I was told. Whoa. 2 hours later at 11 is when the allegations hit. Whoa. All right? So an hour before the new season opened up, right? So anyways, I was told that, all right? So anyways, the next morning, Jason LaConfora puts out an article, this one for CBS, and at the top of this article, he talks about the Eagles made an offer for Deshaun Watson. It was the first time anyone had talked about it, right? I've actually since been told the Eagles made 3 total offers. Anyways, listen to what says here because it's more relevant than ever right now. Conversations with multiple general managers and execs left me convinced that barring a dramatic shift, the Jets focused on BYU quarterback Zach Wilson as of now. Several teams picking in the top 10 are operating as if that is what will happen next month. All right? And I continue to hear the Dolphins have already let it be known that they're open for business with the 3rd pick. But there is a catch. They don't want to move down too far because they are super high on both Alabama receivers and want to be in a position to land one of them.
I just hope it's Smith over Waddle.
That's just more relevant than ever right now.
That is.
So I'm just saying. Think about that. Actually came to fruition, right?
Mm-hmm.
Thank God for those allegations, man. I don't want.
We dodged a bullet.
I don't know. I don't want anyone to lose their career over.
Yeah, that's
going on right now, man.
I want to see this experiment go all the way to the end, man. I don't want to be what if. No,
me too, man. Continuity is the best, bro.
I know we're very close. We're very close to seeing that potential just explode.
Yeah,
dude, Tua's special, bro.
Yes,
He's special, man. I say that about very few quarterbacks, man. And Tua's got it, bro.
I agree with you, bro.
Tua's got it, bro. Just the accuracy, the anticipation, the footwork, just the patience, the ability to step up in the pocket. I mean, just to dodge sacks and you know, and climb the pocket. Just amazing, bro. You know, it's just that, you know.
I know you probably saw it, Irving, but
yeah.
Guys, if you haven't seen it today, our quarterback was out there working on his balance, and
yep, I saw that today.
This is what Tua was up to today with Perform.
Yep.
So totally working on that balance right now, man.
Love it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
And shout out to Damien Dees because I know he loves that shirt and wants to find out where he can find it. Because that shirt is kind of badass.
Yes, it is.
So
that hip looks good.
Oh, it does, man. Look at that. No problem.
Yep.
No problem. This guy's got the what's his face? Who is that?
Got the chain.
Yeah, the junkyard dog chain over here, bro.
Hey, where's Herbert?
Golfing.
I'm telling you.
Herbert's getting a haircut.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, he's training like Rocky right now, dude. That guy's gonna come.
Let me get y'all with this. And I'm gonna start off. That's all that comes to mind. Yeah, I know, eh? Equalizer, baby. I'm gonna start off with you, Damien.
Yes, sir.
Now, all right.
Mm-hmm.
The allegations came literally an hour before free agency hit.
Mm-hmm.
I've told you a lot more behind the scenes than what I've been able to tell on screen here, so you have a deeper understanding of what was actually going on behind the scenes, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it felt like you remember last year, what did I kept saying? I kept saying, it feels like it's like destiny that he was meant to be our quarterback. Like that injury, God forbid it happened, but it happened so he could fall to us at 5.
Correct.
Now I look at this and with the Deshaun Watson thing, because I actually agree with RD in the sense of I want to see this play out. I want to see with all this capital, with all this ability to spend and make these picks, what you guys can build on a rookie quarterback's contract, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Man, I've never taken it there before, but I got to ask you.
What up?
Is it fair to say that there might be some divine intervention at play here for Tua?
Well, I'll say this. Everything as far as drafting him and right now going into the season with him as quarterback, any delay that has came in front of that, something has came up where it erased that delay to happen from him being drafted by us. If it wasn't for the hip injury, with us winning games, we would have not have drafted him. It wouldn't have happened. It wouldn't have happened at all. Worst case scenario, we'd have drafted Herbert because Joe Burrow would have been gone too. It'd probably been 1-2, him and Tua. So that saved us with the injury. Then with the allegations against Watson, that delayed the trade. That stopped the trade from happening.
Yeah,
you know. So those are two instances where it's prevented Tua from leaving his team.
I know.
You know, people can believe in coincidences. People believe in divine intervention. You can believe, well, you know, it just happened. But at the end of the day, it's saying something.
Damien, it just seems like he was meant to be here.
Mm-hmm.
And like, you know, I've had this conversation with you. I've had this conversation with EM. Like, you know, and again, y'all know where I believe in a higher power, right? Y'all know what I feel with that. But like when you like read scripture and we look at like, you know, when the devil's at play, the devil always tries to tear down God's children. And then I kind of reflect on the media and how the media is constantly trying to tear him down when he's the most humble, nicest guy you could ever come across that plays that. Usually you get arrogant fucks that play that position, right? Like, let's just be honest with ourselves, right? Like Russell Wilson's kind of showed a little bit, reared his ugly head a little bit with what's going on in Seattle, right? Like, seems like a pretty selfish guy to an extent. I don't know, man. It just seems like, you know, it just seems like some negative energies at work trying to tear him down, but some positive energies at work keeping him our quarterback for the long haul. And I really think this year, a lot of people they're gonna be awoken to what this kid can do, bro.
Well, I think that always, and I'm pretty sure Tua knows this, and I'm not trying to be preachy or bring religion into this, but he knows that adversity is going to always come his way. You know, in anything that he progresses in life, negativity is going to always try to hold him back. He knows that, you know, from his faith. I think that now the organization knows that as well. And they're making the steps I see in how they're approaching this draft on, okay, we need to get this young man some help around him. And I think that's the approach they're taking. I think that Smith, of course, with the chemistry, they're going to hit the ground running. Of course, I'm still holding out for Pitts because I think he will excel with Pitts too also.
I agree.
But I think they're doing things to help him out. I just wish that we got that running back scenario fixed at 18. But I think if Najee falls there, it'll be even better. But I think they're going to get him some weapons in the second round. I think that when we leave this draft weekend, we're going to go into this draft. We're going to go into the season saying that this kid is set up for everything he needs to win. He's going to have a full off season of just acclimating himself in offense. So I just like the way it's set up for him. And I like how through all this adversity, he hasn't shown no lack of faith. He hasn't shown no frustration. He knows this comes with the territory because he's experienced with this in college. Losing his starting job in a playoff game. He's used to this on a big-time scale. He's used to this. He's used to the media. He's used to the criticism, and he's used to overcoming it. So I have all faith that on his part, it won't affect him at all. It's all about now in the front office getting the things around him to put him in the best situation to lead this football team to a Super Bowl in the future.
And you know what's key, Damien? He didn't have his football body, but now he's working to get his. You got a lot of feedback coming through, Josh. He's working his to get his body right, you know, and he's working to get his mind's clearly already right, but he's already got a year of experience under his belt.
Yep.
So, and that's under his belt, not at 110% of where he could be at.
Yep. And that's why reason this offseason, especially training camp, and even, you know, getting a couple of reps in a couple of preseason games. So before you start this season, he's going to be acclimated with leading his team, running the offense, in and out of the huddle, getting the new guys and stuff acclimated, you know, building chemistry. And you're going to see, it's going to be a difference you're going to see with confidence, especially with the OC he has, you know, coordinating the game, being more in tune with him, and implementing things that he's comfortable with. As far as, you know, as with Galley, doing things that Galley was comfortable with. I think it's going to be more of a comfortableness with him where he'll be more comfortable with taking chances. And it's going to build also trust because it's going to be things that he's comfortable with doing. So trust will come into it because everything will work together. It'll be order and structure. And that's for a young quarterback is key. So with this offseason, it's key that everybody just stays healthy and that they can build that comfortability and that structure going into the season.
Yeah,
it's key, man. It's going to be big. It's a good telling sign. It's a good sign. It's a good sign where things are going at right now. I just hope that in the draft they address these issues with those first 4 picks from 6 through 50, at least 2 of them being offensive players. I prefer 3 and 1 standout defensive player at 18 and 3 offensive players in other picks. But, you know, it remains to be seen.
Yeah, man. I mean, Tua has a very Brady-like work ethic, man. Just what, like couple weeks after the season ends, he's already putting in the work, you know, getting his body right, work, you know, building muscle, building rapport with his receivers. I mean, that's what Brady did last summer when the restrictions were imposed and stuff like that, and all the athletic departments were closed and stuff like that. You know, what was the first thing that Brady did? He went to a Tampa Park and just started working out with his receivers. Didn't waste no time, you know, to build that chemistry, and it led to a Super Bowl win. So, you know, and I see that in Tua is just that strive to get better and get better. And he shows that he doesn't want to, you know, to be complacent with what he has. He has that strive to get better, and that reminds me very Brady,
And
So, reason you mentioned Benjamin Albright a few times and the love that Denver has for Najee. That if Pitts is dropping, we get Smith. Pitts is dropping. I mean, come on. We have a first rounder in 2023, a third rounder for next year, the 18th pick.
Move back up.
You don't think we can move to 9 if they're in love with Najee?
I don't think that talent's going to drop that far. I think that if for some
who's taking
reason,
him?
No.
I could see a team moving.
No, we take him. We take him at.
No, I'm asking Damien. Who takes him though?
If he passes Detroit at 7,
he will because they got T.J. Hawkinson.
But not only, I mean, like Detroit can take Penei or can take Waddle. They don't have to go for Pitts, right? So they got.
I think that's why we got in front of them. Basically, they're going to take the receiver we don't draft.
Right.
I would say this, and I know that Dallas is needy of a cornerback, but knowing Jerry Jones and knowing that they still don't have a decent tight end, but them coming from that history with Jason Witten and Jay Novacek. And they just gave Dak all that damn money. If Kyle Pitts is sitting there at
who I think they're taking, Damien? I think they're taking Patrick Surtain.
That's the logical. That's the logical pick, and I'm not disputing that. What I'm saying, if Kyle Pitts was to fall to 10, knowing Jerry Jones and the money he's investing,
he loves some big names.
And he's an offense. He's offensively invested. Like that's his thing. Splash, and him investing all that money.
But that defense is so shit.
I agree, and that was the argument last year. He did it. He did
and
it
they got Lamb,
year.
right?
Well, apparently they wanted Javon Kinlaw, but he didn't fall far enough, right? So they took.
Yeah, I just wouldn't put it past Jerry with the splashy name, and I just wouldn't put it past him. That's all I'm saying. I wouldn't put it past if it comes to that point of him hanging around there at 9 to 10. Look for that Broncos pick to move. I just don't see him falling.
Yeah, because they got Noah Fant, so they don't need a tight end.
A team will aggressively move up if he starts to fall to like 9 or 10. A team will aggressively move up.
You know who could it be?
I agree.
That's for him or Penei.
You know who it could be, bro?
Go ahead.
The Vikings, because they let Kyle Rudolph walk.
They lost Kyle Rudolph.
Good point. Good point. Yep.
The Dolphins, man.
The Chargers.
But
they need a left tackle so bad.
They need a left tackle bad, but maybe their thinking is, can we get them in the second round? That might be their thinking. It's just that talent is so superior. Like them and Penei, if those two players were to take a free fall, and Parsons to a extent, if it wasn't for the off the field concerns, teams would aggressively move up because they know the value of that's a top 10, top 5 talent falling.
So we're talking about the Cowboys. If you remember, about 3 or 4 weeks ago, I was the first one out here, and I pitched, what about trying to trade that 10th pick for Xavier Howard?
Yes, sir.
If you were to be able to pull something, because, again, he likes those sexy names. If you could pull something like that off, do you turn around and take a J.C. Horn, or do you take Kyle Pitts?
I would. And this is my
probably be JC.
And then you take Caleb Farley if he falls to 18.
I would take Kyle Pitts for the simple fact we invested a first round pick in Noah Igbenogany, and we have also Needham, who excelled in covering the slot. I am taking Kyle Pitts. If we was to trade X and stay in that top 10, I am taking Kyle Pitts. And maybe in the second round, we can get a Asante Samuel Jr. to fall to us. So if we don't feel comfortable with Noah, we can move Noah.
Or my boy Greg Newsome.
Yep.
Or you get
Greg Newsome. Yes, we can. And then we can move Needham on the boundary, or Noah. We can flip-flop with them and then move Asante Samuel Jr. or Newsome in the slot.
Bro, I think Greg Newsome's going to be a fucking stud. Not enough people are talking about it, bro.
I think the Jets are going to pick him up, though, in the first round. 100%. They have no corners. They need.
Yeah, but they also have no running back.
They need a running back.
I know, but
man.
No running back is different than
Michael
no
P.
corners.
Ryan.
No corners is way harder, man.
They at least have good safeties, though.
They have good safeties.
Yeah.
They have a decent front four also. They have a decent front.
If a Bateman falls, it makes sense to them because you got Corey Davis, but what you got? You got Denzel Mims, who's like unproven right now.
Yeah, they don't have a legit solid guy.
Chicago is
threatening for
taking
that
a
one.
wide receiver.
Chicago.
They need a
Tennessee.
tackle. They need a tackle.
They need
bad.
offensive line help.
Quarterback
and offensive line
because
help.
my boss at the Brawl Network, who's pretty plugged in, he's a Bears fan, and he's pretty like certain they're taking a tackle. So
See,
if they don't get a quarterback.
So at 18, we got to take our tackle, man. Like
I've heard Washington is calling Cincinnati and Atlanta right now trying to move up.
Oh yeah.
I wonder what they're trying to give them.
Take that for what it's worth. That's what I've heard is going on right now because they want to get their guy behind Fitz.
And
we all know it ain't Henneke. Let's be honest with it.
Yeah, he looks so
that
good.
would be logical for Cincinnati.
I mean, they almost beat Tom Brady.
You need picks. You need picks. They need picks.
And that defense is basically set. All they're missing is a quarterback. You got Gibson in the backfield, McLaurin, and they're the ones who signed Samuel, right?
Yeah, they're the one who got Curtis Samuel.
Yeah,
That offense is they could use some O-line help.
You know what? The Bears make sense trying to move up. If you look at what they're trying to give up for Russell Wilson.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know why they don't
next
2 years.
They had 4 draft picks. 3 of them were first round. The other one was a third rounder and 2 roster players is what the offer was for Russell Wilson. And Seattle only turned it down because they have no backup option to Russell right now.
With the way our needs are, okay, we have such a need at major pass catching threat. We have such a need at edge rusher. We still have a need in the middle of the defense, either at nose tackle or middle linebacker. We could use a free safety. We need a running back, obviously. We need a right tackle. We still have a lot of needs. This is a good team, but we have a lot of needs. If a team like Chicago, I know it's far down there, but if a team like Chicago wants to go from 20 to 6, and they were to offer us, obviously, number 20, a second rounder this year, and a first rounder next year, I might have to seriously consider that because you could still get a really good receiver at 18. And then you can, I mean, but if they blew us away, I'd have to really consider it because this draft class is so stacked with high-level explosive talent at receiver. And, that's one of our biggest needs. We can get a couple of pass catchers. And this way, with that, we would have, 5 or 6 picks out of the top 50? It would be outrageous. We'd have a chance to really fill a lot of holes and surround Tua with a lot of explosive talent.
Yeah.
But if they did that,
I mean, look at what it costs to go from 3 to 12, though. It costs them a third and 3 firsts. So for me, I would sit there and be like, for me to drop 14 picks, I need 3 firsts and either 2 seconds or a second and a third.
Yeah.
Khalil Mack.
There you go.
Give me 2 firsts.
Now you're talking. Khalil Mack.
Can't
2 firsts, a second. Take DVP and give me Allen Robinson.
Oh, buddy.
Man.
That's what I want. Take DVP, give me Allen Robinson, 2 firsts and a second.
Now that I would do because Allen
You can
Robinson
have him.
Oh, buddy. What is he? Is he still only 25 or 26 right now?
Still a youngster. Still a youngster, like 26.
Robinson and Fuller.
Oh my God.
Man, take DVP. So there you go. You have your receiver. So they're
Damien's
good with
out
that.
here making sense.
You good with that?
That makes sense.
You good with
No
that?
one's
Give us
calling
the
us,
first
though.
or
There's
second,
2 teams ahead of
and
us.
give us Allen Robinson, who's first round talent. So we got our receiver. So at 20, we got 20 and 18. So we
can take Najee with one of those.
Take Najee, then double. Then it's going to be the decision: do I take a Cosme or a Deshaun if they there, or do I take the best defensive pass rusher available? I'd rather deal with that decision. I'd rather deal with that decision.
Micah Parson at 18 and then Najee at 20.
That'll be an act of God if he falls that far. I don't know if he's going to fall.
Atlanta's getting all the calls first.
Shout out to Edge11. He donated $20 and thanks for all the content y'all taking care of my Dolphins addiction. I got an extra lower level ticket for you anytime you come down here, Reason. I appreciate you, homie.
Oh, that's what's up.
Appreciate you, man. Yo, you got me. Bro, that is actually such a fair deal, bro.
Yeah.
What was it again?
That's
Allen
a good
Robinson,
deal.
2 firsts and what?
2 firsts and a second, and you get DVP also. Sweeten up
we
the pot.
swap.
Once we get rid of that contract, you get your receiver. You get your receiver that you'll feel comfortable with in the front office with the team to sell to those veterans and with the fan base, and to help work the young quarterback along that you're going to draft.
And that's the number 6 overall?
We get this and we get this stud number 1 wide receiver to guess what? Only thing he wants to do is be in a good situation. So we have a good opportunity.
It's not even about the money
him
for
back.
him, right? It's
He just wants to be in a good situation.
Yeah.
And so we have a dominant guy who can go up and go get it and can get yak. He fits the criteria of that number 1 guy. And guess the perfect complement is Will Fuller with speed. Then still have this luxury that we got Albert Wilson, who's playing for a contract. He's playing for a contract.
Sorry, I got to do someone dirty here right now. Roy says, quit saying it was 3 first rounders. There's only 2. The 2022 and 2023. The first was a pick swap. Roy, go count how many first they traded, bro.
Shoot.
I want you to go actually sit there, bring it up, and go count how many firsts they put on the board. Because even if it's a pick swap, last I checked, that still counts as a first, does it not?
Yep.
Dude, some people just like to hear they like to hear themselves talk. They like to see their comments. Like, it's crazy, bro. Like,
Omar Kelly was like dogging the Dolphins for this trade, bro.
Yeah, because he went by the Johnson chart and he said we won the Eagles trade. We won the San Francisco trade, but we lost the Eagles trade by like 490 points or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's the stupidest.
The thing is, though, if Jimmy G gets hurt and it goes on that rookie quarterback's shoulders,
we win.
You might be dealing with a 4 or 5 win team, bro.
And that's what they're banking on. I'm pretty sure that's what Greer's banking on.
That was the genius part, man.
But
that
honestly,
we were able to.
It's a gamble.
No, I was saying that the genius part of that trade was that we traded out of the top 5. You know, we saved $5 million in cap space because we don't have to pay an extra $5 million to a top 5 pick. We got 2 first rounders out of it, and all we had to do was trade our own pick because you never know how good the Dolphins will be. So that pick could be like a maybe 15, maybe 20, late 20s pick. And of course, the Niners are going to be playing in a tough division. You know, you always have the Seahawks that are always going to be in the mix. Of course, you got Matthew Stafford in the Rams with the number 1 defense. And, he's like a top 10, top 15 quarterback in this league. And you got the Cardinals, man. I mean, all the COVID, all the guys that, you got, what's that DE from New England? Chandler Jones. Yeah, Chandler Jones. Now you got AJ Green playing with alongside DeAndre Hopkins. They're going to be an exciting team. I think they also signed Malcolm Butler, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, they did. They can finish in last place. It's a possibility.
Yeah. So the Niners,
It is
a strong.
And you never know that pick. You never know that could be a top 10, top 15 pick. And then plus you acquired another first round for 2023. Dude, that's a genius pick, bro. I mean, if you look at it and you break it down and you further, like if you do an advanced breakdown of the trade, dude, Chris Greer just fleeced both teams, bro.
Plus, they face the Packers.
Yeah, one thing I'll say about that is the whole situation is kind of weird. I think if we would have got Deshaun Watson in the trade, then I think Tua probably would have went to the 49ers. Because when you go back and listen to what Lane Kiffin said about Tua when he came back to Alabama, he was like, "Oh my God, we found Steve Young."
Yeah.
And then you had people like Steve Sarkisian was like, "I really wish I could coach this guy for the rest of my career." So all these people have things to say about him, and guess who Steve Young played for? He played for the 49ers. So I think they definitely would have picked up Tua. So like Reason said, and y'all, I'm so glad we didn't make that trade, because imagine if we made the trade and then all the allegations
would have happened.
Said something we're going to be the team to trade for him, and then something's going to happen to where he's like not able to play. So I think,
Yeah,
like y'all
Tua-
said, we got like so lucky on that like deal that you
Yeah.
know just
It'd have been
paid
old
on.
Miami Dolphins all over again.
I'll give you something even deeper to dig on, Josh. Where did what organization did Mike Shanahan start under?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Yep. There you go.
They would have loved Tua. They like if you see what they did.
Yeah, he would have.
to
Yeah,
move up to 3, they would have took Tua in a heartbeat.
Yeah, he's perfect for the West Coast offense.
yeah, I was gonna say that. Yeah.
Yeah, he's absolutely ideal, bro.
I hope that
And-
Chicago thing happened. Got me
What's it? Yeah, I know. That's crazy.
That's got
That's
me
actually a
thinking.
good deal, bro.
Start
Because
thinking
the thing is, whether you want Pitts, Chase, or whoever, or Waddle or Smith, Robinson is proven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With bad quarterback play too, he's proven.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Gosh, that would be. Yeah, it's too good to be true.
Yeah,
So I'm just saying,
that makes
bro.
too much sense. That makes too much
Yeah.
sense to happen. I mean,
it's
I
not
just,
gonna happen. Oh, no,
I hope they. It would be awesome if they can get something like that done. I mean, it does seem like they have their heart set on Smith or Waddle at 6. I just hope that they have the intelligence to do the right thing and not be satisfied with that as the only offensive weapon that they take in this draft. I think that we still have a big need at running back. We got to fill that hole at right tackle, and with how deep this wide receiver class is, I really think you got to take another receiver either in round 2 or round 3 with that what is it, pick 81 in round 3. So even if it's so we get a guy like Smith on the outside, then we can come back around with Roland. Yeah, absolutely. Moore at 36 if he's there, or maybe an Esperidge, somebody like that. This class is just so stacked. The kid from Clemson, Rogers, I love. Tutu Atwell is a good player. Like, there's so many slot, explosive receivers in the 2nd or 3rd round that we come back around with. Like, this draft should be all about surrounding Tua with talent. And, it's a great draft to do it with how many receivers there are.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Agreed.
it's loaded. It's loaded. That's
Loaded.
It's loaded at a lot of positions. Corners loaded. Edge looks to be a little bit loaded, even though there's no
Edge.
alpha, there's no Bosa or Garrett. Wide receivers loaded. Apparently, quarterbacks loaded. If you want to take Mac Jones.
But guys, some people are just gonna not everybody's gonna trade, man. Kyle Trask is still available there. Then you got the guy from the Jets that they're gonna get rid of soon, and then Jimmy G, and then so there's gonna be a lot of nobody's trading the farms for rookies. I don't know how San Francisco did it, but that was a one-off. No one's.
And there's
gonna
also
be
the sleeper that Damian might know, Davis Mills from Stanford. Everyone's sleeping on him.
Yeah.
So there's quarterbacks available. Jamie Newman's going to be a day 3 steal for whoever takes him.
They just get those DeVonta Smith.
That would be nice to get as a backup. Third backup.
So, Edge is decently loaded. Offensive tackle's loaded.
Quinnen
So,
Perkins.
Ronnie Perkins.
Ronnie Perkins. Sorry,
From
that
Oklahoma.
guy's good. He doesn't stand up.
I got a
You
question
got
for
me
y'all
excited
guys.
about Jalen Phillips, man.
He does have some. He does have some snaps where he stands up too.
Yeah.
Do you think we can get
Yeah,
by?
he's on my list.
You think
Yeah,
we can
he's
get by
good.
with these running backs if we just
No.
take the edge and take the O line and we just
You want to
focus
know
on
why?
them?
You want to know why?
What?
Because I think, I'm not banking on them taking a offensive tackle high by any means, unless it's Panay in the top 10. But even then, I think they're taking DeVonta Smith. I don't think we have the running backs to be overly successful behind this offensive line right now.
Okay. I agree. I think we just got a bunch of guys. We don't have the guy. I agree with that. I've been preaching that. But I'm just wondering, say if the worst case scenario happens, it could happen that Najee and ATM are gone by 18. It could happen, especially if
By
Denver
18?
moves back. Yeah, if Denver moves back and Arizona takes them, it could happen. That's a 50-50 thing, and it could happen. So we're not taking Javonte at 18.
So Isaiah asked what my thoughts are on Ronnie Perkins. Thanks, RD. So I'll give you my quick little what I have on him right now. Just a little preview of my edge board. So he's one of my sleepers of the draft. Love the guy. He has a motor that doesn't stop. It's led to multiple sacks when his first pass rush option fails. He's one of the fastest edge rushers in this draft, hands down. He's also one of the more aggressive. He knows how to convert speed to power whenever he needs to at a really impressive level. That constantly puts linemen on their ass. Great hands that he does well to place. He can send linemen into a back pedal with the power and pop he possesses in those mitts. Constantly wins the leverage game, but also shows the ability to have great dip under tackles. Very stout in the run game with 24 tackles for a loss in the last 2 years and 48 run stops. Credit him over the last 3. His athleticism and overall lateral movement combined with the twitch he uses keeps linemen consistently on their toes. He absolutely dominates when he's sent inside instead of out, and is a mismatch for most of the time for guards. Length is above average, not great. Needs to be a bit more disciplined in setting the edge. Almost looks like he plays too fast or quick for his own self and feet at times. And his red flag is he had a failed drug test in 2019, right before the Peach Bowl.
Yeah, 5th rounder.
Yeah, I know. I wish.
No, but the thing about it, it's about the fit, and I don't know if he fits us, and he's going to go high. Like, he's definitely going top 50, I think.
Yeah, he's going in the second.
That's why I could really see a run on edge rushers going in the 20s for the simple fact that, like you said, reason it's a good class, but there's no alpha guy. There's no Myles Garrett. There's no lock top 5 type of guy. And I could see teams in the 20s that want to stop the Buccaneers, that want to go after Tom Brady, that want to go after Aaron Rodgers, that want to go after Pat Mahomes in the playoff games. Would go after guys like Osai and Perkins and Boogie Basham and the kid Phillips. So I really believe. And I got to get out of here after this comment, so I appreciate you having me on. Thanks a lot. It's always fun. But I really believe if we want to get our guy on the edge, it's got to be at 18. So I want, they'd almost never do what I want them to do. But with the rest of these top 4 picks, I think we should go 3 out of 4 offense, couple big receiving threats, a running back, and that edge guy at 18. Find your great right tackle in the 3rd round. But again, Reason, thanks a lot for having me on. I'll talk to you later. Enjoy.
Good night, buddy.
Fins up, brother.
You too. Fins up.
Fins up, man.
Fins up.
That's why I wanted this running back situation sewn up, so we could have our selection of the board, because someone's gonna fall to 18.
Yep.
What did we? Yo, Damien, did we pick Austin Jackson at 19 last year?
18.
18.
It was 18.
That's crazy. Yeah, 18 back to back. As weird as that is, yes.
Because CD fell to 17, right?
Yep.
He went right before us. So someone's going to fall. And we got the ammo where we can move up a couple picks if we want. So, especially, here's the thing. You know why motherfuckers are going to fall? Because you're going to have quarterback go 1 through 4.
Yep.
All of a sudden, talent's going to get pushed down. And if Mac Jones goes in the top 15, then talent is going to fall, man.
Are we sure that Atlanta's going quarterback?
Say again?
Are we sure Atlanta is going quarterback?
Well,
no, but that position is
from NBC that they're looking at Trey Lance.
That slot is that number 4 might not be Atlanta, but number 4 is going to be a quarterback.
Yeah, they might. I think they might trade back too. It makes sense. Think of it.
It's a trade spot.
Yeah. Think of it. You could absolutely squeeze Carolina because they're so desperate, and they're in your division. So you could say to them, you know what? Yeah, I want to trade back, but you're in our division, so I'm going to need a little bit more. And they're so desperate right now that, because they were all in on Watson, and they obviously have identified Teddy Bridgewater as not the future. And,
Jesus.
Let's put it this way. If Fields goes 3, Zach goes 2, or you flip-flop those 2, it doesn't matter. And then Trevor goes 1. Trey Lance is that guy has all the tools in the world to be he could be the best quarterback in this class if he's properly groomed.
He's the best athlete by far.
He's like this
year's the biggest boom factor.
That's why I think that's Atlanta's smartest move is to get him.
So he's like Tua efficient with the football. He doesn't turn that thing over, man.
Like Yeah, no, he doesn't.
I think he's better than Carson Wentz coming out of and
I agree,
North Dakota State.
110%.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've said that too. I agree with that 110%.
He looks like Mahomes a little, just visual wise. Like it's crazy.
He does, man.
That's
It's
what
crazy.
people are thinking.
Everyone's making
like,
Zach Wilson that, and I don't see it.
Yeah, no, I don't see it at all. With him.
I don't see it. The only thing
But
I
with-
can say that's Mahomes like is he can make
Some
any
crazy
throw off
throws.
any platform.
Yeah,
That's
but
it.
so can Darnold. That's the thing. Like it doesn't translate. It's not. That's not the thing.
Yeah, but Darnold ain't throwing them 50, 60 yards down the field off platform. That's the only difference. Like Darnold has done in the NFL, but like 20, 25 yards downfield. Zach Wilson out here throwing it like 50, 60 yards off platform. That's crazy. But Trey Lance can do
that guy's
that.
insane.
Jordan Love
Yeah.
can do that too.
Yeah.
That pro day throw was crazy.
That was crazy, bro. And then Jets fans, oh, well, Darnold can make that throw. And then they show the example, and it's like 20 yards, bro. And then they lined it up, and then someone took it and lined it up next to Zach Wilson. Like, Zach Wilson bombs at like 55, 60 yards off platform. I was like, yo, that is – and, yo, all power to him. He's in his underwear, too, right? Like, you're in shorts and a T-shirt. So – but
You
the
look a
fact
hell
that
lot better
impressed
than-
me – it wasn't that it was how deep it was in stride. Like it was like 55 yards downfield in stride off platform. Dude didn't have to hold it. He actually had to reach out a little bit. That's what blew my mind. I'm like, whoa, that is touch. That's that Michael Jackson touch, bro.
He made Trevor Lawrence look like a mere mortal.
Bro. I thought, yo, say what you want. Zach Wilson's pro day to me was so much better than Trevor Lawrence. It's not even close.
Oh yeah, bro. Definitely, man.
Trevor Lawrence
amazing
left me
arm
with
talent.
Trevor Lawrence left me with questions. I'll keep bringing it up till I'm
Yeah.
blue in the face. Bro, that guy
red
inside
zone
10 yards? Bro, what the hell was
Anything on
It was
anything on the
terrible.
sidelines was off. Everything on
bro.
the sidelines was off, and it was bad because these are your wide receivers, man. These are your
No,
guys.
And even when he threw deep, he didn't hit the receiver in stride.
Yeah, bro.
Like when he threw deep, the receiver had to stop on his route. Like he had to slow down and then catch it.
And look
you know,
at
like, I don't know.
this. Zach Wilson for his height looked filled out. Trevor
Yeah.
Lawrence for his height looked like y'all think DeVonta Smith is a twig. Good God. This guy's like 6'5", and he's like 213?
6'6", I believe, like 215.
6'6".
Yeah, he's gonna have to gain weight.
Watch
Yeah.
the Jags go pick Zach Wilson.
What? No, you know what I'm worried about? I'm gonna say it. Watch him not be what everyone hyped him up to be, and the Jags bomb out the first year. And I want to see if all these same people come out for Trevor Lawrence the way they did for Tua.
No.
Yeah.
Because they're two-faced. First of all of them,
They
and
won't.
and the thing about Tua is they want to give the credit to the wide receivers and with the coach, right? And they don't want to give it to Tua. They just don't. So Tua has to earn it. It is what it is. But if Deriso were to fall at 18, you got to take him, man. I think it plugs in a couple of holes for us by the run blocking, the pass blocking, and we need a right tackle badly.
Who was that?
If Deriso were to
Someone
fall,
just said
there's
Trevor Lawrence has proved he can play in big games. Zach hasn't. Well, I'm not going to argue that Zach, but what has Trevor Lawrence proved? Last I checked, the only time he actually won it all, and Damien can back me on this, he had one of the best defenses in the last 10, 15
That defense
years in
was all
college.
world. That was
And he's got worse every year, bro.
That was one of the
Yeah.
best.
That was his
championship
freshman year,
defenses
right?
of the
Yeah,
last
I'll do it by
10 years.
Yeah, I'll do it by
Got
Justin Fields, bro. Come on.
absolutely dominated by LSU when what's his face went down. Higgins went down, and then Ross was coming in out of the game. And then this year, let's be honest, let's not tell a lie. Let's be honest with ourselves. Justin Fields flat out outplayed him, bro.
Twice. He
And-
did in high school too.
Yeah.
and Justin Fields didn't have the wide receivers ever. Like all he had was Olave. Let's face it, he does not have premier wide at all.
And
So
he had a
he-
running back room with Trey Sermon was hurt.
right away.
He's
Yeah.
out there shaving right now. Let's be honest.
I'm
with you,
sorry,
man.
that's the damn dryer. I'm sorry.
It sounded like
My bad.
like one of those barber buzzers.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys.
Yo, and RD hit it there. He lost Trey Sermon, and he had to. What did he have to roll like Master Teague in that game?
Yeah.
He didn't even have a running game. And here's the thing. Yeah, against LSU, he was dealing with, Justin Ross coming in and out and T. Higgins coming in and out. But he still had Travis Etienne. What did Justin Fields have? Just saying.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Just saying. And RD makes a point. Other than Chris Olave, name me who he had.
Man, I almost want Trevor Lawrence to fall to the Jets.
Yeah, I know. I don't, because they have a good staff in place, and I think they're going to turn around in the next couple of years. So I don't want him to be a part of that.
We face the Jets twice a year. I want them to be as garbage like we were for
Mac
Brady.
Jones, baby.
Like we were for Brady for 15 years, but no one wants to talk about it. If it just makes it so much easier when you have two teams in your division that are just garbage and you got 4 wins every year. You make the playoffs every year, continuity, nobody gets fired.
Point. And don't get me wrong, I think Lawrence is going to be good. I just don't think he's going to be the savior from year one like everyone thinks he's going to be.
He's not going to be Justin Herbert.
Exactly. Yeah.
No.
He's just not.
Question. Are they going to
Herbert
allow him to be a rookie?
Say again,
Tua,
Irvin?
Are they going to allow him?
Oh,
Allow him? I'm sorry. Are they going to allow him to be a rookie? They with Tua. They didn't even give him a chance to be a rookie. You know what I mean? The criticism. So I'm just curious to see how they're going to weigh in on Trevor Lawrence.
Well, if they're in the hunt for the playoffs and they have a veteran,
I doubt
and he takes
the Jags will be.
Right, so no one's gonna care. It's just we got double standard because hey, the playoffs are coming. Tua is garbage, and it's like get out of here, man.
Let me ask you this. Me off.
Okay, go ahead, Florida Born. I got a question for you guys after this. Go
what
ahead.
pissed me off so much about Tua is when you bring up the injury. Oh, that's an excuse. A catastrophic hip injury. That's an excuse.
That's reality.
Bro, that's facts.
Yeah.
Hey, I would like to see them be put on the field with a broken hip, recovering from a broken hip. See how they do.
Yeah, what is it? 350 days. 350 days removed, not even a full year. Yo, let me hit y'all with this because me and Damien had this good conversation a couple days ago. What matters more to you? Playoffs this year or coming out of this year and Tua's proved he can be the franchise quarterback?
Of course, the latter. Of course, the latter. I want my franchise QB.
Quarterback. I want to know
that's 15
team's in
years.
good shape moving forward, man. Yeah. So that's more important to me, man. It's just knowing Tua's a guy. So we're in good shape moving forward. Because Greer and Flo are doing a good job with all the draft capital. We're going to build. So, man, that's what's critical for me.
But you know what? You know what the problem is if that were to happen, right? Something's wrong with Coach Flo because that defense must have gone to the crapper, right? If we got Tua rolling it,
there's always going to be that narrative. Yep.
Right, and that's why Lynn got let go, right?
Or RD, they don't add to the offensive line and it's trash. Yeah. And you get and they don't make the proper additions to the running back room, and we don't have a running game, and we get a couple injuries in the wide receiver core. So it's kind of same what it was last year, but Tua looks like
better,
like a complete 180 from what he was because he's actually prepared for this season.
But then when you ask them now, what's your objective? They're like, we're gonna build around Tua. So they're telling you wide receiver and offensive lineman is coming. Like it is just coming. I just hope Darisaw falls to 18. And then we got 2 birds with 1 stone in the first round. We have wide receivers galore. We have a good offensive line. Everybody's playing their right, position. And then as far as running back, we have depth. We can still get Javonte Williams if he falls to us, or then we can go for the in the later rounds with a bigger back, and complement the rest of our running backs. And then all of a sudden, you have a legitimate offense. Obviously, everybody's on a second year, new play calling, all that good stuff. So, the defense is going to be what the defense is. I just don't want us to start drafting from the 18th pick and on depth guys for defense. And I'm like, guys, we still have major holes in the offense, and we need starters now. And Darisaw is the only guy that makes me comfortable both on run blocking and pass blocking, because Cosme only makes me comfortable in pass blocking. He's the last of there's only 2 real tackles that you feel comfortable with, Sewell, and because Slater is not a tackle. So It is what it is.
And
guys,
then eventually kick Robert Hunt
What's your
inside
take?
at guard. You know?
What's your take on that question? Playoffs versus Tua being a franchise quarterback.
I want the franchise quarterback.
Yeah,
because
man.
I don't know who said it, but you got your guy for the next 10, 15 years.
I said it, yeah.
Yeah, that's more important. Like,
man.
I can deal with, because you know what I know, that if they keep building, then we're gonna be a continuous, consistent, not just playoff appearance team, but contender.
Sky's the limit.
No.
So
100.
I agree.
All right, we just hit the 2.5 hour mark. Let's get some final thoughts. Red Comet 19. Let's start with you, buddy.
Overall, I think Smith or Waddle is going to be the 6th pick, and then 18 is probably going to be 50-50 on defensive edge or Najee.
Yeah. RD, let's get your final thoughts.
I'm just gonna pre-order my DeVonta Smith jersey right now. I want to be first in line. I don't know. They're not gonna open up the borders to go to the States and go to the draft, because I really wanted to go to this one. Cleveland is close. So, but when you look at DeVonta Smith, man, for the last 3 years, the man's got 2 national titles. He's got 45 touchdowns, never missed a game. He's like a robot, he's like a machine. His hands are gold. He was nicknamed DeVonta Smith, the man that catches everything, and they do it in that Alabama voice, and it's
the
just
Slim Reaper, man.
Like him and Tua are like one. Like they just unite, right? He knows every step he's gonna take. So I'm not dogging it one bit. Like I don't care. Like you give me DeVonta Smith, you give me Kyle Pitts, even Penei Sewell. Like I know I'm gonna get a hit. I'm gonna get a stud, and for the next, for the next decade.
Yeah.
So fins up, man. I can't wait. I want that draft to go smooth, but at 18. Just give me the tackle. I don't want to hear about the offensive line anymore. I don't want to see Jesse Davis playing guard for some reason.
Oh, God.
Eric Flowers anywhere near a center or another tackle. Just kiss the money goodbye. $10 million. Make him the towel boy, and just hopefully guys are gonna get injured. You have Dieter there for depth. You got Jesse Davis there for that. And then we'll see what happens. But if you have the wide receivers, they're going to make the line go very fast. 2.5 seconds, you're getting that ball out even faster than that, man. And Tua can do it. So that's it.
Yeah, and like in that first round, not only Darisaw, you got my boy Cosme, and you got my other boy Tevin Jenkins. And Tevin Jenkins is arguably the best natural right tackle in this draft. So if you're going to kick Hunton, it makes sense. Irving, let's get your final thoughts, buddy, if you're there.
Yeah, man. Last time I wasn't there. I was doing something. As much as I want Sewell and Pitts at number 6, I mean, they are my primary choice. If the Dolphins go receiver, whether it's Smith or Waddle, I'll be happy. I would rather prefer, Smith, because he's just the best route runner in this class. He's next to Chase, the best 50-50 guy. In terms of the catch point, he's one of the best at manufacturing space and stuff. I would, if number 18, I would love to get either Etienne or Harris, or get a tackle, maybe Darisaw, or what was the other guy that you guys just mentioned? Trevor Jenkins.
Kevin Jenkins.
Yeah.
Kevin Jenkins.
And if we can at number 36 land Jalen Phillips from Miami, oh my God, that would be awesome, bro. So we'll see how this draft shapes up. I'm excited, bro. So we definitely got to address the center position. Whether it be Creed Humphrey or Landon Dickerson, because we need that communicator. We need that, we need the stability in the interior to improve our running game and give our quarterback some time to throw, so because we can't be relying so much on Skura. And Dieter, just the injuries and the lack of play snaps for Dieter, it concerns me. So, but other than that, I think we look pretty good, and fins up.
Florida born, Kentucky grown. Let's get your final thoughts, buddy.
I'm only 33, but I've never felt this confident in the Dolphins front office ever. So I feel real good about that. But DeVonta Smith at 6, and then for Pyro, Najee at 18, and then Cosme at 36, and then watch out playoffs and Tua MVP. Fins up.
Hopefully, man.
Damian, let's get your final thoughts, buddy.
First of all, great show, Reason. Great show, brother.
Appreciate it.
I know where the front office is going. I'm still gonna hold up my glimmer of hopes for my guy Pitts, but I'm not gonna be saddened for Smitty because I know what he's gonna bring to the table, and I know the route running ability is outstanding. I still want Pitts, but I'm just looking forward to pick 18. That's the pick that I'm looking forward to. Yeah. What will we do when we're faced with the possibility of getting that pass rusher or that tackle, but one of those backs are still there between Najee and Etienne? Yeah. That's what I'm looking forward to in pick 36. But I'm confident in our front office. I'm confident in Greer. And let's get our quarterback Tua, the weapons he needs to succeed. The defense is there, the special teams. Can't wait till this draft. Fins up.
Yes, sir.
Josh, let's get your final thoughts, dude.
Yeah, it's just crazy this offseason how much bashing against Tua has been. It's just been crazy. And when you've had people like Steve Young, I remember he said this when Tua, before he got drafted, he said Tua at college was way better than I ever was. You had Lane Kiffin said, he found the next Steve Young. Then you have Steve Young go out there and verify that. My goodness, people, we gotta be patient.
Look at when Terrell Owens went and worked out with them, who played with Steve Young.
Exactly. So people just want everything to happen instantly, and they don't want to take into context, and don't want to be patient. Next season, I think we're gonna be at the place we want to be. People may be upset about this season about missing the playoffs and whatnot, but as long as the team improves next year, and develops, not only Tua, but the other rookies that we picked up, as long as they develop and everything, we're gonna be fine. We had a pretty strong push at the end of free agency, so I see next season going pretty well. We just gotta, stay optimistic about things. So,
one fun stat, guys. Najee Harris and DeVonta Smith, the last 3 years combined, 102 touchdowns. Just two guys.
That's crazy.
Say that again.
That's nuts.
102 touchdowns. DeVonta Smith, Najee Harris combined.
What is it? The last 2 years?
Last 3 calendar years.
Wow, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
Right?
Yeah.
And they got 4 national titles amongst them combined. So
Show, let's get your final thoughts, bro.
Yeah, for sure, Reason. Hey, I just want to say I love the content, bro. It's awesome.
Appreciate it, dude. I see you in the comments, so I'm glad you came up here.
Yeah, for sure. I'm a Bay Area guy, so I'm always, because of COVID, I was home more, right, and just looking for some good content. And I love it. Deep dive, tired of the mainstream media clickbait surface crap. You know what I mean? So I love the community, guys. I appreciate being part of it. And a Dolphin fan. I'm early 50s, guys. So I've been suffering for a long time. I've been a Dolphin fan from jump. I'm old school, man. I'm all about trenches. I think a running game is just a quarterback's best friend. So I just want to come out of this draft with, I want to finish the O-line. It's important to me. I'm big on Sewell. I was watching a lot of Oregon games last year when Herbert was one of our prospects, and Sewell just jumped out of the screen for me, and I fell in love with him a year ago. Pre-COVID, the Herbert senior year. But anyways, that's it, man. I just hope we come out with some help. I'm not just so worried about the running back position. I want a big running back, of course, but I really want that O-line and get that running game cooking and add some legitimate difference makers on rookie contracts on the offense. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm hoping for, guys.
All right, guys. So here's the deal. I will be back tomorrow night. We'll talk about the news that goes on the day. We'll also obviously talk about the Alabama Pro Day because clearly there's players we're going to be interested in because Jalen's going to be running that 40, and Najee's going to be running his 40 as well. So I can already see if Jalen lands in the 4-2, I already know what everyone's going to be saying. So I'm already preparing for him. Take him. I want him now. So I'm preparing. Yeah, I know. So I want him to run it just so he lives up to my Tyreek Hill comp. So all right, guys. Again, I want to smash that like button. There's still about 250 of you here. Subscribe if you're new. PayPal.me/Phinside is how you can donate. We got the Patreon. Patreon.com/Phinside the NFL. As usual, I want to shout out each and every one of my Patreon members. Fake Spike 94, Rhino Sith, KAL Day, Ramon Casillas, Seth, Slim Pickens, Ricketic, Big Time, Red Dino, Marinos Go, Conflict, Keith Davis, your boy Trev, Josh, Tranquilize, Jazz 803, Martin, Zoe Vegas, the Arkham Elf, Irving, Drew Boo, The Show, who's up here right now with Irving, Jeff Jackson, Mighty Dolphin, Jawar Thompson, Ben Glassford, Andre Villarreal, Cody, J Love T, Todd Labruto, the Enigmatic One, Chalk Vanilla Straw, Georgie Boy 23, Don Wayne, Florida born, Kentucky grown, who's also up here, and Michael Rodriguez. And guys, if you look below me, there's a button that says join. If you click on that, there's 3 different levels you can join. That's how you have access to the emojis, and you get a badge by your name. And FYI, the badges change. So there are different badges you will get the longer you stay a member. It's based on length, so they will update. Damian Deese, your boy Trev, Talking Vegas all day, MF Fins 1, Ricketic, Greg A, Irving, KAL Day, Seth, Drew Boo, Rhino Sit, Twizzle, Law, 10442, Derek Huggins, Timothy Whiteman, Yawa Bulla, Bruce 1, Marinos Goat, Foxing Around, Michael Vowell, Timothy Spinenza, Joey Butters, Nico, Mighty Dolphin, Dolphin Sweden, Fake Spike 94, Jazz 803, Luke Sparkman, D Ray 91, the homie Tilly, Flips, Marcus 84 Franks, Ty Rhodes, Florida born, Kentucky grown, Paige Wood, SC 42, Corn 72, Johnny Lusfa, Trap RNG Media, Michael Myers, Tony Usawa, Brad, Cody Patron, The Show, Chef Jew, Jonesy Fins Nation, Kevin Williams, El Reezy 941, Rhonda and Philip LeDuc. Appreciate each and every one of you guys for becoming members and Patreons. Let me know if you are a member or a Patreon and you are currently not modded, because I will mod you. Patchvibes.com. Use code Phinside for 20% off of your purchase and grab official Phinside the NFL merch. Teespring.com/stores/Phinside the NFL. So you will see me tomorrow night, Wednesday night, and on Friday. And until then, you already know what time it is. Hold on a sec here. Is April 1st Wednesday?
Yep.
Hold on a sec, guys. I might have lied. You might have got me all week.
No, it's Thursday.
Wait, it's a Thursday.
Thursday, yeah.
Hold on a sec. Let me just check something off. So there's 31 days, right? In this month?
Yes.
I just want to see something here. Because you guys might actually get me all week. Let me just make sure of something here, guys.
Florida and Oregon have their pro days 31st and 1st.
Yeah, that's the Oregon Pro Day is on the 1st, right?
Yeah.
So,
but we're not gonna draft him. So what's the difference?
Well, I want to talk about it because I know he's gonna blow everyone up.
He's special, man.
So let me just look here for a sec. So March 3rd. Okay, here we go. April 3rd is LSU.
Yeah.
So what that's
Chase.
April 2nd. Okay, not really much. Okay, April 1st. Where's Oregon?
Wait, what day is the Alabama Pro Day?
Tomorrow.
It's day 2.
All right.
I think it might be 31st and then Florida is first, but I know they're back to back, Oregon with Florida.
Yeah, Florida. It's on the 31st.
Yeah. So
Oh,
then
yeah.
Oregon is on the 1st.
Yeah, I'm gonna be going live for that just to brag about Penei Sewell. Oh, it's on the 2nd.
Is it 2nd?
Yeah.
Friday? Okay.
Yeah. So, all right. So, yeah, we'll be back this week. You'll probably get 4 shows from me. But until then, you already know what time it is. Fins up all day, every day.
Fins up.
Fins up, baby.